for Nuganda. Here's a stream. No, because no stream tonight. Because Wakaliwood. Hey, play it again. I fucking dare ya. Sa. Thank you, Mr. Skeletal. Oh, you didn't even get rid of her. Wait. Two.
Wow, 1 month. What an awesome
Yeah,
guy.
see?
This guy has been looking at that for 1 month. Thanks for 1 month of money. You're the coolest one. One.
Lizard. Yeah, let's just stream now. Gonna go to Walk Hollywood. Maybe. I'm getting the sickness. If don't go to Cool tonight.
Bro,
Yeah.
I won the lottery today. Yeah, a whole £7.90.
Sick.
The machine cheered and buzzed and shit. Wake me up inside. I can't wake up.
What is life is hard? Oh, it's that one. Wake me up. Okay, let's play it. A 7 pence. Yeah, so that fucking cool kid is still angry that we looked at Tolstoy videos and he kept putting some other video in or saying stop looking at this, and we're like, no. And then he's like, you guys are fucked up. Yeah, you guys are the problem. Uninstalling Verge. It's been doing this all day. And he's like, I'm a hacker. I've used a Hitman service before. Everyone knows Brother Squadron's doxes. Fucking finish St. Peter's. I gotta know how it ends. Oh yeah, I didn't. I'll install it. I hope it saved it. He was in Sexbad channel. Life is hard. Play it. Yeah, I spent 70% of my time on the internet is spent on the deep web. I'm pretending this isn't really loud. A song like this could make you believe. Oh! What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? What's gonna happen? Game capped you out. What's gonna happen? Okay. Oh, for Christ's sake. Okay, I gotta make it not full screen. It's hot in here. Holy shoot.
The
Change room.
NNBNN here, and I should be saving money to fix my car, but I thought
dude.
no. Bro needs the money more than I do,
But I
so
thought
here
no,
also
dude.
fuck you Tedious,
These-
Stock, Volto, Skippy, and everyone else from Chelta, you fucking normies.
From Chelta? Honestly, Chelta's... Okay, so... We can't play this game. Okay. Thanks for the car money. Play normality. I didn't know Darth Maul had a brother until I spied on a Twitter. Darth Maul's brother is named Savage Oppress. And there's another brother called Feral Oppress. Here you are, my lord. Welcome to Life is Hard. It's beta and bugs. Okay. It's like Kingdom, but Kingdom's so Nice. Okay. Oh, click on a tree.
Right.
Send your minion to the mine. Sounds good.
Hey lady, are you ready to beat the rat? Elsewhere, the Tiger Mafia spy sneaks into the base. Fuck you, you diarrhea
Wanna
squirt.
beat the
How's
rat?
that for a prognosis? Tiger
That's so good.
meets Panther. Ugandan Bruce Lee,
we
master
do-
of Southern Hemisphere killers, number 1 and 2 commando.
1 and 2 commando. Okay, are you guys going to walk Hollywood tonight or what? Life is Kingdom is shit is. Savage all press, yeah. Darth Undead. Let's look at the interface. Okay. Some buttons. B, R, M. Okay. What about heroes? Okay. Choose your god. Probably that one. God of Darkness, yeah. That best represents my game. Paganitza. You gonna dig that up? Better back up. Shoot him.
Okay.
Alex here, this better be fucking wickally good.
Wakali.
Okie dokie.
Darth Meringue. Alex! Alex 1723. They don't have a button for going up there. It's a button for going up there. Oh, it doesn't. It's not a wraparound world. Human limit. Oh, come on, trees.
Okay.
Donation thing is behind the game. Then yeah, I fucked it up. Thank you. To get to the islands. Pixel version of this war. Nords, nomads, Swadian Empire.
Okie dokie.
Right.
Rise of the Triad. Rise, rise. Free minions. Oh yeah, I want that. Different stats. This is like dwarfs. Why don't you just play dwarfs? They have health. Someone found an exploit and got millions of MB coins. Huh?
The
Click on the God of Death, he's speaking
NNBNN here
Russian.
and shut the fuck up, Alex, you flying Visa bitch, I'll fuck you in the mouth. Again,
Let's
if
see that
you don't
Visa.
shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut. The
You're
fuck up,
aggressive,
shut the
Zan.
fuck up, shut the fuck up, shut the fuck up, I'm dog now.
Death is sown in the beginning.
Death is.
Is sown in the big. Death is near. Death is near. Death is near. What?
Don't! The NBNN here. I want to. Just a host would be nice. Can I not look at that? Or.
Okay.
Here you can send your wagon to long journeys. F. Okay. There you go. Oh, you probably this upgrades, so it might interfere. What's that? Love making? Panini. King. Free Minions. What do you guys think of Minions, the film? Yeah, me too. Is there a fast way to get to that chasm? Makes one of your people go out of the mine.
Okie dokie.
Was that good? You can't. Your people are under attack. Satan help us. Skenules. Make another person work in the mine. B. Need more trees. Immolate me. Oh, I don't want that. Yeah, what's you? An atheist. Okay, you're working in the mines.
Is this
You just-
Undertale?
Ye- What's that? Oh. Many seeds. Oh, did I just dig it up? Damn, still thinking about Undertale every day of my life, seconds. He's got a pet. Someone's jealous you can cut. Okay, build it. Alright, let's see your dance.
Okay.
Down, 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 down. Woo! 7 people, yeah. Can we get some? Plant seeds, a mill, tavern, trapes. Oh, there you go. It's not so bad. What, he wants to go up? Don't frighten me. I did it for Brother Squadron.
There's a skeleton on this screen. That must mean this is Undertale. Hey, Papyrus.
Hey, Papyrus. Nord Ambassador. Can you harvest this guy? He's sterile. What?
Yes.
There's a child.
The idea for the Mayans comes from Jewish children in Nazi concentration camps who were
For the new
made to wear
Mayans?
heavy shit helmets on their heads that looked like the minion faces, and because they spoke Hebrew Germans just though they were making funny sounds for kids.
Oh yeah, they're just making funny sounds. Is that to dig up the stump? Oh, plant the suck. Your people are under attack.
This game is like Village Simulator meets Dark Souls. Get it? I am a professional games journalist now.
Yeah,
Every
sick.
game that isn't a walking simulator, I just say is X meets Dark Souls because I don't know how to play video games so dark. Souls must be hard.
He's gliding. I got a headache from that already.
Okay.
Pregnancy sucks. Right?
Right.
Arr. Killing touch. Oh, damn. So it's not too bad. Oh. Yeah, see? Now what it does. Outwork the Nords. I don't care. Knock you down. Send 2 men in there. Is that good? Oh yeah, good. Thank you, dude.
Okay.
But dude. Someone else get in the mines. They got the idea for the Mayans.
Alright. Right. Alright.
Oh yeah, I want that.
Okay.
Do want. Now cut him! Right? No one's free. Can we just nuke the forums? Oh yeah, that. Dark Souls meet Twine game. Dark Souls and Netflix. Did these guys get hurt? Northern Ambassador. Ah! Yeah, NP. Yeah, is that the guy? NORAD? An owl wolf. Let's greet our oppressor. Our Jarl, okay. Taste our
I
arrows,
don't wanna go to school, just wanna be a fool, just wanna play video games, everything else is really lame, just wanna play video games, I just wanna play video games, I just wanna play video games all the time and every day. Parents say it's frying the brain.
I can set up me shop here to make GANs for yow. Maxwell the Musnad, if you let me stay, I'll make potions for you men, but I won't live in this dirty dwarf. Live in this dirty dwarf? He ain't so dirty as your tongue. I want the guy who said he'll make guns. You'll pay for dirt. Okay. Don't have. Maybe, perhaps later. It's a starry night in this. Oh, what? It's he in this. Just fucked up. I live in the sky. My name is Keo. I sing at the malls. For a snack, I eat small human balls. Are they gonna fuck that wall? There you go. Quit wrecking that! Suck. Oh. Good! Free minions. 10 wood, 10 stone? I don't know. Did it work? Bullchai. 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 Is that okay? Oh, yeah,
Are
what's
you
this
telling
happening?
me right now, you silly maple, that you don't want to play a game featuring a lesbian fish, an autistic skeleton, a weeaboo dinosaur, a tea and crumpet spider girl, a set of goat parents, and Alex 1723 in skull form? Good choice.
Well, with all that quirk, I don't know. I might have made a mistake. Abandon the grave. Just wanna play video games. I'm getting fucked up already. Well, I don't know what to do. Okay. It was Russian? He's saying take it? This game is called Life is Hard.
Right.
Yeah, where's that workings on? Pig farm. This is a stud farm, boy. You can put it right in front. Notice this game doesn't have any women. Wrong. What do you think we're eating? Oh. Need some of that danged wood. I wish you could run fast. Damn, you're good at recycling. Did we get everyone out of this fucking mine? Sometimes Flax. You can't. Oh. Oh shit. Bet is weak and it's better than nothing. What the hell is bet? Okay, you're the guy who gets it. Finally someone gets me. You can wear a skeleton hat also. Paul Bettany. Don't eat it all. We need pig farms. Oh. Woman is kill. Oh. Ah, shit. I guess the whole game is over now. How many onions do I have? Oh. Good! Why ever do anything when God can just do a bunch of stuff for you? Stupid. Is it I, Lord? Yeah, get to love making, please. If you don't mind. Keep your armor on. They're having Sikhs in there. I didn't say stop. Just because a little bearded baby ran out.
This game is like Dark Souls with guns. Hey, don't say mean things about me on the internet. I'm a very professional games journalist who was misquoted. I definitely play every game one review to conclusion and don't just base my reviews off gameplay trailers.
Well, that's a heavy accusation. There's a woman with a side shave. Free minions, yeah. Could we get this cattle into the mating den, please? Oh, damn. Skeleton ascended last night. Prepare building. Yeah, I think I'm already done with this. Was it? Yep. I want true dwarfs. Life is hard. St. Peters. Oh yeah, more punching game. I don't know.
So because I hate myself, I looked up Skeleton Kid, and I'm not sure if these Tumblr
Why'd you do that?
people are real humans or if it was just a prank. So anyway, how's your prostate?
That's okay. Anything on Tumblr is the real thing. Yeah, Dragon's Dogma. Friend. Okay, what was that one? Timber and Stone, isn't it? What's Stone Heart? Is that okay? Rats, time is running out. You played 9 minutes. What the fuck is this? Nope. Stone Rid. Oh. Minecraft Part 4, oh yeah. I'll do it when I don't have it ready. I'm coming off of medicines, so my brain is fucked up. Now more than of late. Your mind makes it real. Oh yeah, what was that other one? Are you that video game? Yeah, do it like that. Do it like that. Ew. What? Okay, but if you make it video, I Oh, did it
fucking
work?
waited for that 12 and you scammed me of a rape. I will avenge my loud BROTE.
New game. Scammed him. I fucking scammed him, dude. A medium map. Okay. Confirm. You have to, like, triple click it. I haven't been assassinated yet, no. No. There was an attempt made, and I thought, settle here. It's beautiful. It's perfect for us. You find some flat zone to go in. That's good enough. I'm your dad's friend. Get in the car. Create a mining. Is that okay? God, this. Okay, let's listen to some stories, because. Didn't someone say a good thing happened? What is that one good thing, please? Didn't we already have this once? Yeah. The Emperor in the Empty Pot? And the Potty Pot. Children's inspirational folktale. But the yeah, you suck. Look at those white people in those privileged wagons.
Last night I forgot to shave, so I woke up late for work today. Shaved my nuts too quickly, and now my little raisins burn when I sweat. I sweat a lot. I love you, bro team. You're like the redneck to my NASCAR. Boots and cats and boots and cats and fuck you.
Thank you. My fucking raisins. Upload date, yeah. The Catacomb. 2 hours ago. This is fresh Gyri.
Good evening, listener. Thanks for joining us.
Is it paused?
You're listening to Horror Story Time.
He tried to do a
Please
fake accent there.
welcome your host and the star of this series, master storyteller, Otis Gyri.
Clear cut these trees, please.
The Catacomb by
Come on,
Peter
Otis,
Shilston.
get into it a bit.
I'm retelling this story as it was told to me. Imagine, if you
Oh
can,
yeah, isn't there like a fast
a
one?
coach making a tour of the island of Sicily in the middle of August, carrying a couple of dozen English package holidaymakers on the usual lightning inspection of places of interest. Palermo in 2 days, Agrigento in another 2, Syracuse meriting only 1, a trip by chairlift up Mount Etna and then home.
Town hall and meeting.
The sort of people one finds on such tours are
I don't wanna play
invariably the
this game.
same. A number of school
Tolstoy
teachers,
will have his
earnest
revenge.
retired
Commence
couples,
docs.
parents who have
Command
inappropriately
482
brought
hack
children
on Bro Team
and are beginning
Portex
to wonder why they
29
didn't
close
save
Canada.
themselves trouble
Open
You're doing
by
your
going
Nigeria
to the beach
server
instead.
floodgates.
And a
Spam
handful
and
of
internet
single
bites.
unattached people.
Goodbye.
Furthermore, their behavior
Goodbye.
is always the same. Some
Storage
spend
for-
all their time grumbling at the quality of the hotels and food. The younger men wonder why there are no available attractive young ladies on the tour. The children get bored.
Aren't there any sexy?
The school teachers carry guidebooks and maps
Carry
around
guidebooks.
everywhere and take enormous numbers of photographs. Others seem to show no interest in the historical sites at all
Us.
and spend all their time either sitting in the nearest cafe or buying various unpleasant souvenirs. This particular coach party was a typical one, I think. Among its members was a certain Mr. Pearson. And the mosaics in the great cathedral at Montreal. But he had not managed to make close friends
Oh, yeah,
with
Hull?
any of the other passengers, and now that the holiday had only a couple of days left to run, he was looking
That
forward to
one?
getting back home again.
80
Consequently,
Rawstone.
he was mildly
Silent Builder.
irritated when old Mrs. Tavistock, in the back of the coach, started to complain of stomach pains. She had been something of a moaner throughout the tour, but now she was looking genuinely ill, with the result that Giuliano, the courier, had to ask the driver to stop in the next town so that a doctor could be brought. The next town turned out to be a nondescript settlement, nestling beneath an enormous cliff, with little apart from this huge overshadowing presence to distinguish it from any of one of 50 other small towns that they had already passed through on the tour. Here, Giuliano went in search of a medical man,
Don't
leaving
switch
his
up the name. If you
charges
said it one
those
way, keep it.
idly reading their books or making desultory conversation. It was mid-afternoon, and the sun was blazing fiercely. All sensible Sicilians were indoors having a siesta. Shutters were down on every window, and not a soul was visible in the street. After a while,
It's because
Giuliano returned
Italians don't have souls.
and regretted to inform
Sicilians.
them that they would have to wait at least an hour for Mrs. Tavistock to receive attention before they could proceed. In the meantime, they could get out and stretch their legs, though it was unlikely that they would find anywhere open. The coach would sound its horn to call them back when it was time to go. Here he engaged in an animated conversation in Italian with Umberto, the driver, who made many emphatic gestures, the upshot of which was some more unencouraging information. The local people, said Giuliano, kept themselves very much to themselves, and there were really no facilities for tourists at all.
Stonemason.
No coaches normally stopped there, and there was little point in trying to explore the town. Really, it had nothing to offer. He expressed his regret again, and had a few more words with Umberto. Mr. Pearsall's command of Italian was not great, but he
Creosote.
seemed to detect the phrase,
Storage of masonry.
can't come to much harm if they're all together. Mr. Pearsall, however,
If they're all
did not
dead.
intend to stay with the others as they stood around on the pavement in a pointless fashion. He had glimpsed the church down a side street as they drove into town.
Okay,
It had
what,
looked old and
just keep clicking it?
surprisingly large for such an insignificant place, and thought it might just be
Cool.
worth an exploratory visit. The harm, Giuliano
I
had
have a
mentioned,
steak wrapped
assuming
with
he had
spinach and
understood him
provolone
right,
cheese cooking
he
right
took to mean
now.
thieves.
And that's a cyber
They had
fact.
been warned to be
Prove
aware
it.
of bag snatchers in
I was in my
major
hacking
cities,
101 class.
but it
today.
was hardly likely that gangs of
They
muggers
showed your
would
IP on the
bother to
first
patrol a
slide.
town where
Yeah,
no
that's kind of like
tourists ever
intro to
stopped.
hacking.
The streets seemed absolutely deserted. Besides, Mr. Pearsall was still quite fit, and he imagined he could hold his own against the average thief, or at the very worst, run fast enough to get away.
I got beat
So,
up.
taking his
God,
camera, he
probably.
imparted his intended destination to a
tools.
fellow passenger, who showed not the slightest inclination to accompany him, and set out
To the
at a
crafting
brisk
queue.
pace.
Okay. To
The side
crafting
streets of the town were very narrow and ran steeply up the hill toward the great beating overhang of the
Do I
cliff.
need these?
Some of them had steps in them. Mr. Pearsall wondered how claustrophobic it would be to live beneath that great black shadow, and also speculated whether the town was ever damaged by
Speculative
rock
fiction.
falls. After a couple of turns into dead
Rap,
ends, he
rap.
found himself in a little gravel-strewn square,
Can me.
as devoid of people as the rest of town, facing the church itself. A glance at the sun
Get
told
tan,
him
dude. Let's
that
get
he was
a tan
approaching
ass
it from the
day.
west end. The southeastern corner of it almost touched the base of the cliff. Because it had exactly the same color and texture as the towering mass, the church gave the slightly disturbing impression of having been carved by the hand of a giant in a single piece out of the living rock. His first sensation, Mr. Pearsall tells us, was of great age and general dilapidation. The church looked far older than the Doric temples at Agrigento, and which he admired earlier in the
I
week,
wish I'd listened
though
to
his
Blake
intellect
Griffith's
told him
stories right
this
now.
could not possibly
Oh,
be
hey,
the
bro.
case.
I just wanted
Oh,
to
I
thank you
Supposed
for all
it
the
must be a
laughs.
Norman building,
It's kind
though
of hard to
possibly
laugh,
on an
though,
older
since I'm
foundation.
bedstricken with
Arabic,
polio.
or even
And
Roman.
I'm really
The
depressed.
style was typical
I just
enough,
wanted
though
to
rather
let you
ill
know that
proportioned.
you are keeping me
Two
smiling in
squat,
these
heavy
dark days.
towers with
Also
hardly
get-
any windows, and those very small,
Yeah, no
like
problem.
a portico of
It's no
three
problem.
large
Keeping
pointed
you
arches.
alive.
What little decoration there had ever been was now barely
remove
discernible.
trees.
There seemed at one time to have been fresco paintings inside the portico,
I'm a deep web
but now the
spider.
plaster was badly cracked, and in some places fallen away entirely. Only a dim few outlines of human
Only a
figures,
dimwit would believe that.
presumably saints, could
You're
be
not a
discovered.
dimwit, are you?
There was a large wooden door, decayed and worm-eaten, with panels carved in
Chopper.
what had once been ornate abstract patterns. Moorish influence, said Mr. Pearsall to himself, and tried the
Builder,
door.
is that what we need?
It was locked. This
How would you
was
work in the
predictable under the circumstances, but still annoying. Mr. Pearsall retreated to the square to take a picture, and then looked at his watch.
Peace.
A mere 15 minutes had passed since he left the coach, and he still had plenty of time to kill. The day was hotter than ever, and if there
Something
was any
is
shops
like-
in this godforsaken place, they were resolutely shut. He decided to stroll round outside the church, for sheer lack of anything else to do. Besides,
Sherlock.
he would be in the shade for part of the walk, and it would be cooler. Without any great
Jinx, yeah.
enthusiasm, he set out. He was a mild-tempered man, but if there was one thing that caused him irritation, it was suddenly finding himself with nothing whatsoever to do when he had expected to be occupied.
Netflix in Malta.
Along the south side of the church, the
Nova
shuttered
Scotia
houses ran
Adventures.
so close that the street
Pretty
was
good.
more like a tunnel.
Make a
He
pickaxe.
had not gone far when he noticed a small side door. It should cause us no great surprise that he tried to open it, and much to his gratification, found it was not locked. Surprised at his good fortune, and
Why
congratulating
invalid?
himself on his persistence, he went inside. At first, there was nothing.
Because
to be
of a
seen.
word?
So dark was the interior after the savagery of the afternoon glare outside. But soon, Mr. Pearsall's eyes had grown accustomed to the gloom, and he was able to look around him. He knew at once that his walk had been worthwhile. In his tidy
This is
fashion,
what having a
he began to
husband is like.
classify what he
They just
could
state
see.
their needs and they're like,
A long,
We'll make it
high
happen.
nave with
wow, I
arms on
sure
either
am
side.
hungry.
Clearly another
Damn.
Norman church, with
Shoot.
the pointed arches learned from the Arabs.
Only
Hey
someone could do that.
AGDQ,
Unlike
thanks
some
for
of the
these
others
great
he had seen
runs.
on his visit,
Sadly, I lost
this
it
church
thanks
had
to
not been
gamer
revamped
cancer.
later on
But
in the
watching
Baroque
you
period.
guys making free money
There was
makes
not
me
a
always
Corinthian
happy.
pilaster
Greeting
to be
from
seen.
Germany and kill the fuck you.
Capitals of the columns seemed
Kill
to be
the
a
fuck
mass
you.
of grotesque carvings, but were
Both
so
are
thick
funny.
with
They
grime
just
that he could not distinguish them clearly.
by Rickard.
Indeed, the whole interior was very dirty. The pews were thick with dust,
Park on it.
and the candles so discolored that they looked as if they had not been lit in years. Clearly, they were expecting no visitors, for there was
Story
not a guidebook
sucks,
or a
dude.
postcard visible anywhere. Then
Pissing me
Mr.
off.
Pearsall saw the mosaics. He had already been initiated into the marvels which the Normans had bequeathed to Sicily in this field,
Whoa.
in such staggering compilations as the Cathedral of Montreal and the Palatine Chapel in Palermo.
Canada
But even
leave.
so, the examples of the art on display at this out-of-the-way place quite took his breath away. Here, some nameless craftsman of the 12th century had taken the Byzantine style
Yeah.
and interpreted it with a vigor
Yeah.
and liveliness that were all his own. A veritable poor man's Bible of astonishing power
Yeah, just
covered
cut.
the walls.
Oh yeah, can't you
Mr.
be like
Pearsall
Can't
quite
you be
forgot
like-
the passing of time as he followed the treasures on display. Here
Yeah,
was the
yeah.
creation of the world in a sequence of 7 pictures. There were
cut all that
Adam
down.
and Eve tempted by the serpent and expelled from paradise. More
Tempted
scenes
by the
followed.
Satan.
Cain murdering Abel, the building of the ark, the
Oh, she
drunkenness,
skipped it? Like
Noah,
what?
The Tower of Babel,
Fuck that.
Abram and the destruction of the cities of Plain, the sacrifice of Isaac, on and on, each one more startling than the last.
Yeah,
How
this.
odd, thought Mr. Pearsall as he moved from
it.
scene to
Keeps
scene,
happening
full
to
of
it.
wonder and
Yeah, I don't know if you could.
that the inhabitants of this city were tourists. Here they had some of the finest mosaics on the island, if not in the whole of Italy, and yet they were left to decay out of sight in a locked and dirty church. Why? With just a little initiative and
guess.
energy from the town's authorities, visitors would surely come flocking to
It was
see
a long
such
message.
marvels.
Why'd she not say
Did
it?
they object to the
fuck
very
that,
idea
honestly.
of tourists? Surely there were enough prospective cafe owners and postcard dealers in the place to insist that something
Where's
was
that
done.
wolf?
And why was the church not mentioned in any of the
Storage
guidebooks which he had read so assiduously before starting on his tour? Such
He's
were the
Hasidic.
musings that passed through Mr. Pearsall's mind, but after a while, he began to have doubts. It became noticeable that, though the artist had great natural vigor, it was the portrayal of
Tools.
evil which called forth his finest efforts.
Only a master
Serpent
of
the
evil,
Garden of
Darth.
Eden, for instance, was given a human face that bore a sinister and seductive lair.
Just throw
In
all
the
this
story
shit
of
all
Cain and
over.
Abel, there was no doubt that
Fish
it was
rack.
Cain who was intended as the hero. For Abel, as he lay helpless on the ground, was a mere hapless simpleton, whereas his
Yeah, he's an
murderer,
idiot.
standing over him with a spade raised to pleat his skull, was full of savage power. King Nimrod's soldiers of Babel looked like mindless automata.
Babble.
The picture of Saul and the Witch of Endor, which
Soul.
was situated in the darkest
Endor.
corner of the church, perhaps deliberately, was covered with cobwebs. After examining it closely,
Okay, build
Mr.
it.
Pearsall was
we
almost
need a-
glad of this, for inside the witch's cave were certain unpleasant
engineer?
non-human shapes that were
He gets old when
perhaps,
he's an engineer.
well, left unseen.
A carpent?
Perhaps the artist was a Manichaean. Here's Mr. Pearsall, a Cathar or an Albigensian. Or are they the same thing? Have I got the dates right? More convinced of the
Hey,
existence
you
of
gonna
evil
try
than of
out
good.
Metal Gear Online?
Perhaps his motives
I
What is
heard
it?
it's kind of a
were
shitty, but
condemned
it
as
has the
heresy.
good ass shit of 5
But in
in it.
that case, why weren't they destroyed instead of just closing the church down?
What is it?
Now I wonder what he's made of the New Testament. Their mosaics were even more unsettling. Mr. Pearsall could not find an
you make a
Annunciation
wood
or even
holder?
a Nativity, but there
You
was a
bastard.
quite horribly
Stronghold.
realistic massacre of the innocents, in which a number of ingenious and disgusting means had been
This
devised
isn't a
of
good game to
slaughtering the
play while
children,
listening to a thing.
while King Herod sat on his throne overlooking
Just
the
Kingdom,
carnage and laughed.
guy.
The
Metal
portrayal
Gear
of
Online
Judas
is
receiving
offline.
his 30 pieces of silver from Caiaphas would have stood as one of the artistic masterpieces of all time, were it not so exceedingly unpleasant. And so
I think I
it
did the thing where I
progressed
smashed all my
through
tools before I
various
could.
nasty portrayals of people possessed by devils, through the stories of Simon Magnus and Ananias, both of whom, once again, were the
You
most
just want me
vivid
to know that you
characterizations
know
in their
about
particular scenes,
religions.
right up to a terrifyingly powerful
Yeah, don't
portrayal
I
of the
just-
four horsemen of the
Well, what
apocalypse.
builds that?
By this time, not only was Mr. Pearsall distinctly upset by the mosaics, but he was feeling
Carpent.
increasingly ill at ease. At first, the church had been completely silent,
You're
but
fine
as
with
time
that,
went
but
on,
I
it
need a
seemed
carpent.
full of little noises he
You,
could
we
not
gonna
locate.
get swifty, bud. Bring
His
your
footsteps
swimmies and
echoed
poutine
round
sauce.
and round in
I
a
wanna
Swimmies?
see you
innuendo,
float, baby.
but they seemed
Yeah.
to be answered by odd rustlings and creaks.
What, go swimming?
No doubt, these were the
I'll
normal
be floating
sounds of
in a
rodent
ditch,
life,
face
or
down, perhaps.
aged woodwork at
We should
the
build a
start of
feeding
its
trough.
death throes. But when
We
like
gonna
Mr.
get
Pearsall,
swifty.
one is alone in an ancient church in the middle of a strange town, where not a single human inhabitant is yet shown his face, and when, furthermore, one is surrounded
Yeah,
by
I
the
think I
most
did the thing where I
disturbing
fucked up
illustrations
already.
of biblical evil, such rational explanations carry distinctly less force.
He is
Once
dangerous.
or twice, he held his breath and stood perfectly still
Roads.
to see if the noises continued. Not only that, he also increasingly felt he
I
was
hold my
being
breath
watched.
while I know.
Probably it was only the faces in the mosaics that caused this.
I heard
But
you
on
say
more
it.
than one occasion, he thought he saw a movement right in the corner of his field of vision, and whirled around in alarm only to find nothing.
Puts a bag on his head.
Finally, he came to a Virgin Mary who was quite devoid of the usual serenity, but instead had the voluptuousness of a vampire. So appalling was her expression that he thought for a while she must be a portrayal of the Scarlet Whore of Babylon. But no, she had the posture and the usual clothing of the Virgin, and there, in
She's
her
a vampire.
arms, was the
Jesus is
first child,
vampires.
a hideous infant with an oily and sanctimonious grin, which put Mr. Pearsall in mind of a satiated appetite for something perverse. He shuddered,
Damn, I
and
feel
was
like
filled
something
with a
perverse
sensation
tonight.
of such acute distaste that for a
Acute
moment
P,
he
acute.
forgot the noises. All this time,
There.
he had avoided looking at the east end, intending to keep till last his viewing
How do you make
of
a
what
pick-ass?
was always the glory of the Sicilian churches, the great figure of Christ in the apse
Still
above the
amazing.
altar. Now he could keep from it no longer, and turned his gaze in that direction. It was indeed a masterpiece, in spite of the dirt and the cobwebs that encrusted it.
Cobweb.
As usual, Christ's head and shoulders were portrayed,
There you go.
robed in red and blue, the right arm extending in blessing, the left holding an open book lettered in Greek. The treatment of the material by the unknown artist was marvelous.
Just a
The
little
expression
fence,
on Christ's
please.
face was uniquely
Christ.
horrible. A malignant sneer of contempt. The eyes were
Oh
very
yeah, can't you?
Mr. Pearsall could not read Greek, but he suspected that the words written on the open page of the book were hardly a normal scriptural text.
Nominal.
The right hand,
How do you
was
delete
that
it?
the usual gesture of blessing? Or was it the first and last fingers held up? The
He's
gesture
doing a
known
devil.
as the devil's horns. This is a
What would you do
blasphemous
if I were to
church,
show you
said Mr. Pearsall
this?
to himself. The mosaics may be very fine, but they are also very horrible.
Shit.
Some bishop, perhaps even the Pope, condemned them and had the church closed down. Even the
Shit.
townspeople don't like to talk about them because they are still a very religious people. They don't let tourists in. Just as well. These pictures are enough to give anyone nightmares. Well,
Good, they're working
I'm
again.
glad I've seen them, but
Again.
it's not a pleasant place to visit on your own, and I can't say I'll be sorry to leave.
Merchant has arrived.
He glanced at his watch and was almost
Please have a
relieved to
trader
find
meet him in
that
your
his hour had practically expired. It gave him an excuse to leave without exploring the rest of the church. With a brisk walk that an unsympathetic observer
Oh,
might
they don't have the
thought
materials to
perilously
make
close
the
to panic
things
stricken
they
run,
need to get the
he
materials.
turned away toward the south door by which he had entered. But now it was locked. For some time, Mr. Pearsall struggled in quiet, futile fashion, shaking the door, twisting the iron ring this way and that, searching for a catch, but he was entirely unable to shift it. He thumped on the door with the palm of his hand and kicked
Blacksmith?
it, and a great ringing boom echoed round the church
Yeah, you
like a
can be an
salvo
archer.
of cannon fire. And to this day he swears that from
What's the
somewhere
shortcut?
there came a kind of sinister chuckle in answer. With a considerable effort, he pulled himself together. This is stupid, he told himself. There's probably some custodian who forgot to lock
Oh
the
yeah, you have
church
to
up before
program
his
it.
siesta,
Damn.
and only realized his mistake when he woke up. But he must be a very careless or stupid man, or he would have checked to see if anyone had gone inside. All the same, he did not want to knock again and risk that dreadful echo, so he decided to search for another door that might be open. Logic suggested that there should be one on the north side, perhaps opening to a cloister or something similar. Crossing the nave with a certain trepidation and carefully avoiding a glance at that blasphemous figure of Christ, though he imagined he could sense the cruel eyes bearing on him with an almost tangible force, he went in search. Sure enough, there was a door in the corner of the north side, and it was not locked, though
Yeah,
it
you guys
seemed a long time
suck.
since it had been opened. A strong thrust was needed to shift it, and it groaned horribly as it swung inward, dislodging a shower of dirt. A peculiar, musty smell seeped into the air. Mr. Pearsall found himself peering at a flight of worn stone steps
So,
running downward into the darkness. Now this did not look like the way out at all. Indeed, the smell suggested that the lower chamber, whatever it was completely sealed from the outer air, and had been so for a very long time.
Richard, oh, he got
It
hurt.
was a most unpromising route for one wishing to leave the building, and to this day Mr. Pearsall has never been able to give a satisfactory explanation of why he decided to descend those steps. He was already late, and after the unsettling effect of the mosaics, most of his
He looked at some-
exploratory zeal had evaporated.
My prescription's
But
ready.
nonetheless, he could not resist the lure of a doorway. He wondered afterwards whether he was in full control of his movements anymore. The whole place bore a distinctly sinister air, but still he had to push the door fully open and take his first tentative steps into the darkness. The stairs were long and curiously dank in spite of the dryness of the climate. Soon,
I had to
all
get a
trace of the
special
light of the main
prescription
body
made
of
for
the
my
church,
ear.
which had itself seemed so gloomy when he first had entered, had been lost, and he was obliged to take his cigarette lighter from his pocket and proceed by its flickering illumination. He
Yeah,
turned a
boy.
corner beneath a glowing archway of
These
uncut
guys came
stone,
back in there.
descended a
Okay,
ramp,
new game.
and gasped at what he saw. It was a catacomb. A long corridor opened before him, with side
I'm in need of a
passages
pickaxe.
running from it.
Yeah, do we have other things?
Perhaps the whole area beneath the nave was covered, and it was inhabited. A long line, doubled, of human
Why?
forms stood along each passage. All ages and classes had their representatives here. Men and women and infants, monks and warriors, learned scholars and ladies of fashion. They were dressed in clothes that must once have been their finest. Furs and silks and embroidered gowns,
Can you
now
scroll
sadly
through
moldering
your
and
human
decayed,
beings?
but bearing still a glimmer of their former glories. And they had faces, for clearly much ingenuity had been expended
trade.
to preserve the bodies, though with mixed degrees of success. There was a girl child whose clothing looked at least 200 years old, but
I bet
who,
that
from her
merchant's
skin
gone.
and hair,
Yes.
might just have fallen asleep. But beyond her, a man in priestly robes had lost his nose and his cheeks, and his
Present
eyes
with
had
the free
decayed
video
to
games
blind
hat.
milky globules.
Ah, I
And
wish
further
I
on,
ever
the
thought
soldier
of
in the
anything in
chased
advance.
steel breastplate, who was perhaps a mercenary from the Renaissance period, had lost his flesh entirely, and now grinned mindlessly with a naked skull. Poor Mr. Pearsall. The effect would have been quite nasty enough under bright electric lights and surrounded by his fellow tourists, but here, on his own, locked in, and after already being alarmed and upset by those hideous mosaics, and furthermore, with just a single weak flame to protect him from the darkness, the shock was overwhelming. Quite why did he not turn and bolt, he has
Quite
never
why?
managed to explain. He takes refuge in mysterious talk of feeling a call, which dragged him onwards. Certainly, it is irrefutable that he walked on down the passage, through the grisly ranks of the dead, horror mounting within him, but quite unable to save himself.
Oh, yeah, I need that.
All the bodies had been there a very long time.
Give him your hat.
Mr. Pearsall's
they'd
knowledge
want him.
of the history of costume was not great, but he was fairly certain that none of the garments worn could be placed any later than the middle 18th century, and the majority seemed to be medieval. What was left of his rational mind told him that similar catacombs were not unknown
beds.
elsewhere, but such a piece of information seemed extraordinarily useless. As he walked onward, he appeared to be
There, now will you
moving
do a
back
thing?
steadily in time toward the very Middle Ages.
If that stupid hat showed
Very
up in one of the
few of the
movies,
faces
I'd yell so
Had
loud.
any flesh on them by this time. Some were left almost naked, their clothing in flimsy rags, and others had simply fallen and lay in heaps on the floor. But still,
they were
he had to
shit.
go
Do we have all
onward
these?
until he reached the end. He had lost all sense of direction by now, but suspected he was
Would help
moving
my
beneath the
scare
altar,
meter.
beneath the Christ of the Devil's Horns blessings
The
and the
ingot
malevolent
stack.
glance. And here was the center of this labyrinth of death.
Okay, so all this hinges
A
on
great throne,
them cutting
gilded
things.
wood, much rotted, where sat a body
Oh, yeah, but they
clad
don't
in
even
his
have a-
gorgeous robes and mitre of a bishop. This much Mr. Pearsall took in at a distance, but as he drew near, he would not look at the figure directly. He tried to force his eyes to look only at the slippers. He was sure he would lose his reason if he looked higher, but he could not fight as a force stronger than his mind raised his head gradually higher. The gold-embroidered coat, the
We don't have
skeletal
enough
hand,
things to cut
the
those
episcopal
things.
ring, loosely enclosing
you did
a
it
bony
again.
finger. The
Hey.
crozier propped up in the other hand, the
Rust
bones
on.
of the face bare of all flesh, the grinning yellow teeth,
masonry?
the eyes,
Yeah, like what?
the eyes. Not decayed at all, but alive, piercing, glaring. My God, the same eyes
Okay, so a
as
stonemason
Christ
has to make
in
this.
the
But
mosaic.
Jesus was alive as a
lighter.
thing.
Fell from Mr. Pearsall's nerveless grasp, and he plunged into darkness. It was a lighter of cylindrical shape, and he had heard it roll away, tinkling, out of his reach.
It's a big fat
For
Canadian.
a few seconds, he scrabbled uselessly on the floor for it, then realized how
Yeah,
pointless
fuckers.
such a search was. He would have to
Merchant
find his way
arrived.
out in total darkness.
Okay, so
How
what are they
far was
even doing?
How many turns had he taken?
Richard A.
He waved his arms in front and to either side, walked a few paces, touched stone, turned, walked more until he met another obstacle, turned again. It was at this stage
I have to
that he
restart
began
this.
to hear noises again.
No, just
A
damn.
horrible, dry rustling, which he would have loved to think was a rat. It came from behind him. He moved quicker and walked slap into one of the bodies. His face buried itself into the rotting fabric, and he felt the lifeless arms slump across his shoulders. His nerves snapped entirely, and he
Okay,
screamed.
what's the other game that's
A
exactly
muffled
like?
noise quickly extinguished. He ran at random, hitting another body, and ran again and struck another. Corpses
Dwarf
were
Fortress.
collapsing
What's
all around,
that?
but still, there was a rustling and a padding and a dry, gravelly cackling behind him,
Oh shit!
and it too was moving, not fast, but soon it would reach him if he could not find the stairs. He fell and cut his hands.
He
and
went
screamed
into the
again, but not
catacombs, and
from
an
pain.
evil skeleton
He
with
lost
eyes was
count
looking at
of how
him.
many times he smashed into obstacles until, bruised and bleeding, he could go no further, and cowered back against the stone wall. The rustling was quite close now. Light. He must have light. He had lost his cigarette lighter. He had no matches. Frantically, his hands searched his pockets for a miracle. Of course, he had flash cubes for his camera. With trembling fingers, he
Flash
pulled one
cubes?
out and fiddled for what seemed an eternity to fit it into
Should I
place.
even use this?
He pressed the
Revive.
shutter button, and nothing happened. Dud. He turned it around and tried once more.
Oh, they're all
Still
dead. I don't
The
remember what this
rustling
game
was
like.
only inches away. Think, man, think. He had forgotten to wind on the film, so of course nothing would happen. Pull round the winding lever and try again. Just time.
It's too loud.
In
Yeah,
the
I wanna
blinding,
play more
instantaneous moment he
Timber and
saw,
Stone.
not more than a yard from his face, the golden robe, the mitre, the skull, and the eyes, the terrible eyes.
It's just a thing with eyeballs. That's
He must have fainted.
give him
When he awoke,
frightened.
it was bright daylight, and he was lying on the back seat of the couch. Giuliano was leaning over him.
Oh, there you
The
go.
courier had been told where Mr. Pearsall had gone, and when he failed to return on time, Giuliano and Umberto had gone to the church to find him. Entering by the south door, which they emphatically denied was locked, they heard his screams from the
Asshole.
crypt and saw the flash. They found him without much difficulty. He was within yards of the steps.
20 bucks.
Giuliano
20 bucks meter.
Was more relieved than anyone, but he chided Mr. Pearsall for disturbing the bodies in the catacomb. Banging into them in the dark was careless and destructive, but as for deliberately dragging one body all the way from its resting place, and it being the body of a bishop, too?
Dude,
Mr. Pearsall
I wish David
not
Cummings
have the
had some more
strength
stories.
to argue.
That's it.
Hi,
Just a
Otis
body
Giles
chased him.
here. Thanks for joining me around the
Sucks, dude.
digital campfire today. Your support means everything.
My haunted. This girl has done so many of those. That looks like Tirana. God, dude, you're falling apart. A paranormal vlog. This.
Hi guys, my name is Deanna. This is gonna be my very first YouTube paranormal video.
Okay, well you fucking blew it. My new tattoo. What's paranormal about this?
Hey everyone, it's Bria.
Story time and paranormal experience.
Hi guys, welcome back
Nope.
to my channel. So today I'm here with
Do
a
it!
very different video. I've never done one of these before, but I have seen them floating around on YouTube
But I've
quite
seen
a
them.
lot, and that is the story time videos. And I have really wanted to do one for the longest time, but I just couldn't think of anything to tell you guys, like anything interesting that's happened, because
So I decided to make it anyway.
I don't know, I just couldn't think of anything. But then I was,
Then a ghost
I don't know
happened.
how I thought of it, but the topic of sleep paralysis came up in the conversation, and
Yeah, I think the stream is done, dude.
sleep
I don't know.
paralysis many times. So I thought that that would be kind of a fun story time video, because I have tweeted about it before and a few people have asked me questions.
And if you don't know
about
what that
it
is,
and I don't know, I just feel like you guys
eBay
would be
haunted
interested in
dolls.
this. I'm gonna
Remember
tell
when
you
genie
some
rings were a thing?
stories about
You could sell
my
a ring for like
sleep
$20,000
paralysis
and just say a genie
And
was in it.
It's a pretty gloomy, rainy day outside today, so I think it's quite fitting for me to be filming this video when I have my coffee and sitting on my bed, nice and comfy, and I'm ready to tell you guys my sleep paralysis
I see.
experiences. First, I'm gonna Google the definition of sleep paralysis.
If you don't know what that
So
is,
basically, sleep
sales pitch
paralysis
was ingenious.
happens, it says, sleep paralysis is a phenomenon in which a person either during falling
God
asleep
damn.
or waking up temporarily experiences an inability to move, speak, or react. It is the transitional state between wakefulness and sleep, characterized by muscle.
Get out of here. By
It is
muscle?
often accompanied by terrifying hallucinations, such as an
Check.
intruder into the room, which I have experienced every single time I have experienced sleep paralysis. To which one is unable to react due to paralysis and physical experiences.
Empty shelf.
Basically, sleep paralysis is, to give you just kind of like a
Genie
simple
rings?
definition,
Yeah.
sleep paralysis is the time between you falling asleep or waking up. So you kind
Jesus
of like in between
Christ.
state, and
As if the
basically you
name
can't
doesn't
move,
describe the whole
you
thing
can't
itself.
make any noise, and you
Ugh,
often
I fucking got
see
killed.
things that are incredibly terrifying, and obviously you can't react, you can't get out of bed.
So
and try to
kinda
run
like
from
what
it.
you just
can't
said.
scream for help. All you can pretty much do is lie there. So, signs and symptoms. I've read
Waking up and not being able to
that,
move? Just that.
Some
Just what you
causes
said.
of sleep paralysis is stress, fatigue, and high
like-
caffeine consumption, and that is just me summed up in 3 words.
That's a
pretty
that's a
much.
symptom?
The first or the second time that sleep paralysis.
Do you know what a
happened
symptom
was,
is?
During the HSC, so obviously I was extremely stressed out and I wasn't getting much sleep, so I was tired. And because I wasn't getting much sleep and I was tired, I was drinking a lot of coffee. So that kind of, explains why I got
It
sleep
kind of-
paralysis the second time. But as for the other 2 times, I'm not quite sure why. But basically, I'm just gonna get straight into it and tell you my first experience of sleep paralysis. So sleep paralysis for me usually happens.
This isn't
when
even
I'm
a day
lying on my
old. This
back.
is
It
still
doesn't-
happening.
It's never really happened the last time it happened, I was lying on my side.
You could start a
but
YouTube
the
channel
first
now and
time-
get
first 2 times I was
200,000
lying on my
subscribers in a
So,
week just doing this.
Basically, the first time that happened, it usually happens like after midnight. So it's usually like 2-3 o'clock in the morning when this happens.
When I'm sleeping.
So the first time that this happened,
usually.
I obviously, like I said, I was laying
Now
on
that I
my
think
back.
about it, it was
And
never when I
then-
was awake.
All of a sudden, I just get this heavy feeling on my chest. So it feels like somebody is pushing on my chest.
Yeah, I
and then
bet
get the
she's
feeling
used to just
that
lying there,
There's
ooh.
about 5 other
Ooh.
people in the room with me, and they're people either side of me, and they're like running their
Yeah,
hands
is this a good one?
up and down my body.
We
and,
might as well
like,
play the
tickling my
Binding
body
of
and just,
Isaac.
like, rubbing their hands up and down my body.
Standing on
and
blood.
whispering in my ear. I could hear like a group of people like whispering and all
Press
these people
tab.
like touching me.
Oh.
I was trying to
Kick
kick and scream and
Kink.
get out of bed and run away from it, but like I said, sleep paralysis, you cannot move. And because you can't move, it makes it that much more terrifying. You cannot get away from whatever this thing is that is in your bedroom. So I had all these people like around me whispering in my ear
Hear me
and
now.
touching me, and then I look down at the end of my bed and I see this demonic
This game is Dungeon Souls.
gremlin creature. It's hard to describe. So the people that were around me, I couldn't see them at all. I couldn't see anything. I could just feel them.
Creature.
And I could hear them, but I couldn't actually see any figures or anything. Not even like a silhouette. There was literally nobody there, but I could feel them and I could hear them. But the thing at the end of my bed was kind of just like
The Dreamers arrived.
over
This is like Death
demon
State.
thing. And I looked down at the end of my bed and I saw it there, and it looked at me, and then it like made this like sickening, horrible sound, and that's when my body just went like hot and cold, and I was sweating, and I was trying so hard to like kick and scream. And at this point, this was my first experience with sleep paralysis, so I had no idea what was going on. I was
Is that a trap?
obviously terrified. Anyone would be terrified if this was happening to them.
You'd be
And
scared
then-
too, dude.
So this felt like this was going on for a few minutes, and then all of a sudden,
A
everything
40-year-old
just
taxi
disappears.
driver was
And I
masturbating
wake up,
on me.
and I'm sitting there, and I'm like, was that a dream? Or were there actually
It was
things
Memorex.
in my bedroom? So the next morning, I didn't get much sleep after that, obviously. I turned my TV on, I turned my lights on, and I was like, I'm not going back to sleep. I'm
Oh,
not going back to
Firewalkins.
sleep.
This
So
is the
the
best
next
game I've
morning,
ever
I
seen. Oh shit, don't chase me.
Googled what happened, and then I found sleep paralysis.
Fallen
And
asleep,
I
old
thought,
guy sitting
I'm
on
hoping that
head.
it was sleep paralysis
Explain.
and that I was hallucinating about these things being in my room, and I hope that these things weren't actually in my bedroom, because that is terrifying. So I pretty much summed it up to being sleep paralysis. So that was about,
What time is it? Oh, it's
I
almost.
think my first experience was about 2 years ago. I'm not entirely sure. That's really hot.
Just
So
always
then
drink
my
potions.
second experience with sleep paralysis was last year, 2015, and it was in like October.
Okay, I told you it was recent.
Because I remember it was when the HSC was happening, because I was really stressed out. So it was in October last year. The last two experiences I were like
Try to hit me.
close within the same year. So this
Oh,
happened
yeah,
in
so then-
October, and
October, yeah,
Basically,
nope, never heard of that. Wow,
what was
dude.
happening again? I was lying on my back, and again
Say
I
it
felt
right.
this heavy pain on my chest, like someone was sitting on my chest, or like sitting.
2
on
years
my,
ago
like,
was when I
this
started
area, like
masturbating.
from my stomach
Neat.
to my chest was just like heavy, and then I felt literally somebody was pushing me down into my bed, and my bed started like closing over the top
was
of me,
me,
like,
brava.
really sinking down into my bed. And then I see
Christ
like
the Redeemer.
this silhouette of a man like pushing on me, like sitting on top of me, and I could like see he didn't have a face or anything, it was just like a black silhouette of a
Always.
man pushing me down, and then I just felt like this
Black
hot
man keeping
like,
me down.
wind blow up my body, and this horrible like screeching sound that like just thinking of it like so yeah, it was just like
How
this
hot
time
is
it was
this
only,
chick?
like,
Like out of
there was only
10.
one
It's
person that was
it's
in my
exactly
room.
the type
So he was
of white
just on top
person
of
you
me and just
expect.
pushing me down, and again I'm trying to kick and scream and get out of bed, but I cannot move and nothing is coming out, and then I'm trying so hard to get out of this because
There
I
it
had a
is.
friend
in my
that
head,
had
I
back
know that
problems.
I kinda know, I'm like,
He
this is
decided to
psychologist.
check his
I need to get out of
surveillance
it.
camera one day.
Freaking
He then
terrifying. So I'm
finds
trying so
out
hard to
that
get
his
out of it.
roommate
So I start to
have been
wiggle
injecting
my
morphine or
toes
something
and
into his
wiggle my
back, and
fingers.
the roommate would
Just
just
any
sit on
small
his
thing
back
in my
and
body
start
that I can
jerking
move,
off.
I'm just like trying to wiggle it so I can hopefully,
Thank
get
you.
some movement, and then I can get out of it. So it worked in the end. So this again felt like it was going on for a few
Bro,
minutes.
can I?
So he was just pushing on me, and I just had like this hot
Man,
wind
that's fucked
and
up.
this horrible screeching
The
sound.
hot wind!
So I'm trying to like
She didn't spin
kick
it the right
and
way.
move
She
and
slept
scream, and I
clockwise.
cannot get out of it. And so I start like
I
wiggling
gotta
my
fight
toes
him!
and wiggling my toes, and then
David
eventually,
Hasselhoff would
again,
be able to
same
break
thing
out
as
of
last
sleep
time,
paralysis by
it
fighting.
just disappeared, and I woke up. And I was like sweating, and I was hot.
I'm beating your ass
and I
now.
was terrified, but at the same time I knew that it was sleep paralysis, so whatever it was, I was just hallucinating, and it wasn't a real entity in my room, or at least I hope that it wasn't. But yeah, that was my second time with sleep paralysis. The first two times, the two times that I
What
just
did you
told
give
you,
it
I
as
felt
a
as
Yelp
though it
and
was
score?
a male presence in my room. It was definitely a male, and it was definitely a bad something, whatever it was. Like, it didn't feel good, it didn't feel nice, it felt like a male, and it felt evil and bad, and you probably think I'm crazy, but I'm just telling you the truth. So yeah, those 2 times it was a male, and it was terrifying. And this last time, I'm not sure if it was sleep
I'm not
paralysis,
shitting you all.
or if it was somebody that I knew who had passed away that was in my room with
You just
me.
fucked you.
But this last time, I was actually not lying on my back, so I'm not sure if it was sleep paralysis or not. And this was only
Oh,
a
you
few
can hold
months
it.
ago.
Good.
I was lying on my side in my bed, and I have a double bed, so I was lying on one side of my bed. And then I felt as though something got into bed with me behind me. And I wasn't
Yeah,
really that
don't mind me,
scared,
just going to sleep,
and
like, right underneath
don't know
you.
why. It kind of felt like a female presence that got into bed with me. And I kind of felt as though it was someone I knew, so I wasn't that scared, and I wasn't trying to kick and scream and get out of it, because they weren't
I'm okay
really
with this. Someone getting
attacking
into
me
bed
or
and
anything.
sleeping
I just
underneath
felt
me.
something get into bed with me and like put their arm over me like they were spooning me, I guess you could say. Like they were hugging me while I was in bed. And I wasn't scared. I was more annoyed, because I was like,
I was
right,
not
enough of
scared.
this random people coming into my bedroom when I'm trying to sleep. So I was more annoyed than scared. So I literally,
If that makes
I don't know
any
if I
sense.
said it out loud or if I said it in my head, but I was like, can you please get out of my bed? And that's literally what I said. And whatever it was didn't move, so I said it again. I said, can you please get out of my bed? Please don't
Male
touch
goes
me.
bad,
I'm trying
female
to go to
goes
sleep."
fine.
And so they didn't move, so I said it again. And every time I said it, I was kind of like really firm and like, can you please get out of my bed? I was like angry. But I didn't want to make
I need that,
whoever
I need
was
that.
angry, so at the same time I was trying not to be
Yeah,
too forceful.
shit.
I was
Ah!
like, can you please get out of my bed? You're annoying me. Please don't touch me. And then whatever it was left.
Okay, so then do I
So
get
I don't know if
stuff?
that time it definitely was a female the last time. I don't know if I knew who it was
Find
and
out
if
what's
they were
that.
coming to
Oh shit.
see me or whatever. I have no idea. But yeah, though that is my
Yeah, see?
paranormal sleep paralysis experience. I don't know if any of you are going to think I'm absolutely insane, but
That happened to me too. It was
personally
scary.
am obsessed with the whole paranormal.
Oh, this girl looks
world. I love
exactly the
watching
same.
Ghost movies. I love watching Ghost Hunters. I love all that. I don't know, paranormal stuff, and
Okay, this girl looks the same.
What is this? Like, what is this? I pop, lock,
That
and
story
drop
inspired
in my
me
way
to work
into
at a
your
hospital.
life.
All my
Hi,
patients
subscribe.
now
I hate
have back
myself, too.
problems.
So guys, the weirdest thing just happened to me. I was in bed taking a
So?
nap. That's not the weird part. I do that like all the time. And I was sitting there. Well, technically no, I was laying down. My brain isn't like working properly right now. I don't know what's happening. Work with me here. Yeah, that's a real word. That's a really good word. Slow clap for Brooke, everyone. Slow clap for Brooke. So anyway, I was laying down and I was
don't like
not
this type of
feeling
person.
filming a video today. Like sometimes when you're a YouTuber, it's fun and you're like, oh my god, I'm gonna film today. Like I'm so hyped. And
How
then
many
you think about
subscribers
it and
is-
you're like, do I really
just
wanna put
2,000
on makeup right now?
subscribers.
Do I really want to get in front of a camera right now? Do I really want to do this to myself right now? Like, do I really? Like, do I really though? And the answer
Okay,
isn't always
please.
yes. You know, like you feel me? So I was just on YouTube watching other YouTubers as I do, like all the time. Like it's really bad. And I go to my
Okay,
channel.
you-
Sometimes I like to check up on the comments from my past.
You fucked it. Jesus Christ, dude. Big Seance podcast. Paranormal documentary opening sequence. Rough cut. It's a dude walking on some wood in the woods. Nope. Get to the fucking what actually? My paranormal experience. Is this a child?
A few years ago, like
They're just a ghost in my attic. She looks not impressed. Did we do this person before? Chronicles of a Plumber. Reacting to old videos. Canada. Nope. I don't know if you wanted to be there for your own video.
Their life has been totally normal and they've never had anything.
Why stop playing the Ouija? Oh yeah, that's a
Hey
good
guys,
one. Ouija
it's
board
Callie,
experience.
And today's video is going to be my Ouija board
Hey guys, what's up?
stories, videos of what happened to me when
Let's
I
hear the
started
song
playing
and have
with
your
the Ouija
intro
board last
and like
summer.
your
This video was
relatable
very requested. I didn't
talk
think it was going to
into
be
the
that
video.
requested, but a lot of you guys wanted to see it. So that is what I'm going to film for you guys today. So
What's going on with
I feel
Brooke,
it's gonna be a
right?
little
Come
bit of a
on,
long story,
Brooke.
so I'm gonna get started. So I have always been very interested in paranormal,
Everyone look at
Ouija,
what
like
Brooke
all
is
that kind of
doing.
stuff that just intrigues me so much. And so I knew that I always wanted to play the Ouija board, but I just never got around to it. I never was like, on my calendar, I'm gonna play, on the Ouija board today. So I just never got around to it until I was at someone's house and there was a pretty, big group of kids over. And my best friend, who has the Ouija board in her house, she's been my best friend since middle school, and I would always see it. It'd be in her like game closet, with all the other games. And so when I don't know why tonight was the night, but I randomly said, bring the board over when you come over because I want to play it. I want to see if it's real. I want to see if it's legit. I want to finally see if the Ouija board
clapping.
actually
I want to
works.
see what is up
she
with
was
this.
like, ugh, okay, but I don't want to play it. I'll bring it, but I'm
Blah,
not
blah,
going to be a part
blah.
of it. And I was like, no
Say
problem.
it.
So she comes over, she brings the board, and probably like a group of 5 of us that were like really interested in seeing if it worked. We're like the ones that were going to play it. So me and 2 other guys were the
Fuck
first
you,
ones to play
mayonnaise,
it.
murder,
So
lie, once bullied a ghost.
we get
Fun
the board
times.
set up, we get everything ready, we
Once
get our
bullied a
fingers on
ghost,
the little
dude.
planchette, which is the little piece that looks like this.
Sleep paralysis is going to
It's
come
the
up in
piece
this
that you
story.
put your fingers on and then it moves around the board. But it's called the planchette or planchetta. I'm not really sure. So I'm the one that's speaking, and we all put our fingers on, and I
Up to
say,
4
spirits of the
skeletons.
great beyond, are there any spirits here? And I am like
Ah,
99.9% positive that this thing is not going to move. I am
This Monopoly board.
like I could bet money on it that this is fake and this. It's
It
not
even
gonna
has a
move.
little
Like,
jail in it, like
literally
it traps
could
your
bet money on
spirit in
it.
there.
So we're all just, putting our fingers there, waiting for it to move, and it moves to yes. And everybody
Literally.
stopped. Like, it just got completely silent. Nobody moved. Nobody spoke. Like, we all just, like, looked at each other
Luigi,
like...
my Irish friend winks to
No.
Mario
No, that
64
didn't happen.
drowning
So then
and
we finished up the
MLP
session,
porn.
and for like
And
30
something
minutes
called
after that,
Clanad,
I am
kill us
literally
all.
interrogating the 2 guys that I played
Oh,
with.
yeah,
Like,
we should
I
play
know you moved it.
Clanad.
Like, you moved it. One of you moved it.
Clanad.
I know you did. There's no way possible that it can move. Like, I know you 2 are, like, joking with me. And they're like, Callie, I swear to you, we did not move it. We would not mess around with this.
I know you're playing
it's
a joke
freaking us
on me.
out. Like, it actually works. Like, they were dead serious. And I was like... I just could not wrap my brain around it that it would work, that I couldn't believe them. Like, I didn't want to believe them. So I'm like, no, I know you guys are just joking with me. I know you guys were moving it the whole time. Like, you know what? Like, just to see if it's really true, I'm going to play with my cousin. And
She's getting scared.
my younger cousin was with me. And she was pretty freaked out. And I was like, okay, if I play with her, I know if it moves, then it's true. Because she's not going to move. She's like terrified of this thing. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to play with her. And if it moves, then it's legit. If it doesn't move, then I know you guys are moving it. And they're like, okay, like go right ahead.
1 sec, I think I heard.
So me and my little cousin, put our hands on, we say the thing, and it starts moving. And I remember right when it moved to yes, my heart just like dropped. Because then I knew like, okay, like this game is legit. I can't really explain the feeling of the little piece.
Here's $2 now. Stop listening to bitches gossip about their stupid buttholes filled with ghost. Come rape me up inside. Can't rape me up inside.
I can't accept your bribe or play
I would like
Serious
lift my
Sam.
fingers off of the planchette, like where to like just the
We have to
very,
listen.
like bottom is touching it, like barely touching it, and it would easily move to the answers and to the letters. So we were so fascinated that this actually worked and that we were actually communicating with spirits that we just kept playing. We played for like 2-3 hours that night. Like we just kept playing.
It's the most fun in the park when you're laughing in the dark.
Honestly, like it was unbelievable. Like if you actually thought about it, that you were actually communicating with a spirit, it was like mind-blowing to me. And it would like know things about us, like it would know certain people.
That was like
a
a
certain
small
spirit
controlled
would know like a
demolition.
certain person in the group from like a previous life. It would know certain things about us, like it would know our jobs, it would know what we're thinking. Like it was crazy. So after playing for a while, everybody leaves, everybody goes home, and my best friend was like, you know, I'm giving her the board back. I'm like, here you go, you know, thanks. And she's like, I don't want it. Like, I'm not taking that thing home. Like,
okay,
now that
thanks.
I've seen it, like, work, like, I'm not having that in my house. She was like, you can have it, you can keep it. So I was like, okay. Like, I didn't want it, but I didn't not want it. I was like, okay, I don't care. So she gives me the board,
so something
and
weird
I didn't really want to
happened
bring it into my
IRL
house,
that
so I just left it into my
she
car.
had to
Every, you know, couple of weeks, we would
dwell
get that
on
group
that.
together and we would play
She
it again, and
stole
it'd
it.
be so cool and so fascinating and yada yada yada. And
Blah,
then
blah, blah.
slowly things
I
started
started
happening.
to date the
It
board.
started off very small. It would just be the feeling of being watched. Especially in my car, because I kept the board in my car because I didn't want to bring it into my house.
Oh, shit.
So I would keep the board in like the back seat, and if I was driving like in the rear view mirror, I would just like feel eyes on me, and I just felt very uncomfortable driving or being in my car. And then like in my house, I would like turn around like expecting for someone to be there, and there'd be nobody there. It just started off being
Just
very
the board.
small things like that, but I just felt like I was being followed, being watched, that kind of stuff. And then it kind of progressed a little bit more, and I would be in my room just doing whatever I was doing, and my door would be wide
Hold
open,
me,
and
brost,
then it would
it's
just
getting
like
spoopy in here.
slam shut, like hard, like probably
better not
harder
be the
than
board.
I could do it. Like I would literally have to do it like
Well,
with
keep
all
it
of my
above
force
the
to get
board.
it that, like to make it that loud and that quick. And I remember that when it slammed, I was like, what the heck? Because I am the youngest out of 5 kids. There are 4 older siblings, and all 4 of them are out of the house. They're either married with kids, in college, in different states. Like, they're all not at the house. It's just me, my mom, and my dad. And my dad was at work, so it was just me and my mom. And so when my door
Here,
slammed,
take $2 more
I was like,
now. We's at video games
Like,
already, so I can
the
get my
irrational
high
thought
for
was
the
like, why did my
night.
mom
Like, seriously,
slam that door?
these cunts
But right when
believe
it slammed,
ghosts
I
are
heard my
real
mom
when
in the
they're not
bathroom, which is,
real.
like, very far away
Themselves
from my
stop
door.
supporting
And
their
so I was like,
knick-knack
oh,
fetishes.
gosh. I was like,
Now,
but
let's
just to
not
make
use
sure, I
gender
opened the door and I was
slurs.
like, Mom, why did you
It's
slam
bad
the
enough
door?
that we laugh at their stupidity.
And then she said what I didn't want her to say, and she was like, I
It's a ghost.
didn't slam your door. And I was like, well, that's great. And then like my little cousin, she was staying with me.
Love that show.
And then my little
Got
cousin,
scared
she
of
was
chair.
staying with me, and she was in this
Broken
room
tech.
actually. She was back there, and she was laying in her bed on her computer, and she like, the
Bleeding
door
eyeball
turned and
spawns.
started
Oh,
opening,
yuck.
and she thought it was like me like trying to sneak in and scare her or something. So she like got up from her bed and like opened the door really quickly, and there was nobody there. So then a little bit of more stuff started happening. It started like
little bit of more
gradually
stuff.
building and building and building. And it would be where I would take pictures, and in some of my pictures there would be faces, like behind me, like right by my
what is it?
head, like
6 skeletons.
weird faces. Like, so I'm gonna try to show you those 2 pictures. I am really bad at editing,
Like-
so
like
I
a
can't
f-
promise
like
you
a
guys, but I'm
face.
gonna try my hardest to show you guys the 2 most clear pictures that there are faces in the pictures with me. And then after that, there was an experience, there was a couple experiences where it was just like very odd, unexplainable things would happen. Like one time we were about to play, and one of my guy friends, I'm not going to say his real name, so his name is going to be Roger, he was holding the game and he accidentally dropped it, and it like slammed to the ground. It was, like, on like a concrete, so it like slammed to the ground. And right when it like slammed to the ground, he got a call on his phone that was from an unknown caller.
From a
And it
devil.
was like staticky, and there was like nothing on the other line. And so he would like
Staticky?
hung up, and it happened 3 times. Like it would keep calling back, and it'd be nothing.
The second the
So,
board
like,
fell down, it
that
called him and was like,
weird.
do not drop it again.
One time, this girl was playing, and the spirit that we were talking to, it started saying something about her brother. Like, it was saying something about like a deceased friend of her brother, and it was starting to say stuff, and she like she like flipped
Freaked out.
She like ran away from the game. And
She
was
was like,
bawling her eyes
yo.
out, like, freaked out. So we had to like end the game and everything and like calm her down.
Yes, we pretty much
Like I'm
called
saying,
every
it knew
human
things
interaction.
about us that nobody else would know, and so it was really, really odd. And then there was only one time that we played where it actually was like a little bit weird.
Just
drink it. We were playing, and
one time it was
the spirit
weird.
that we were talking to was very confusing. Like it wouldn't spell normal words. It would be like giving weird numbers and weird letters, and then it would be like very erratic. So then we're just playing it and it just stops. Like it won't answer our questions. It's not moving, and we're all like, "What happened? Like, did it leave? Why isn't it moving?"
Disagreeable skeleton.
Yada, yada, yada. And then from downstairs, a couple kids were watching a scary movie. I think it was Insidious 2. Yeah, I think it was Insidious 2. And, you know, so we're all just sitting there quietly like, why isn't it moving? And from downstairs,
it's watching the movie.
So loud. From downstairs, you hear like this shrieking scream, like so loud. And right when the scream ends, the piece like starts like moving, and everybody that was playing got the worst, like just dark, like pit, depressed feeling inside, like just a bad feeling. It was like, we need to end the game, stop the game, say goodbye. We got like to end the game now, and they ended the game like immediately. That was the only time that it was like, you know what I'm saying? Like it was like a little bit alarming.
If that makes any sense. You know what I mean?
Yeah, so I felt watched.
So yeah.
People, you know, weird stuff started happening to me. Faces started appearing in pictures. Random phone calls.
What I'm in the shower.
And then the final kind of final straw for me.
Final cut the cake move was
when it got physical. And I was laying in my bed at night.
It's going so well.
You know, I'm just trying to go to bed.
Whatever. I just want to play Binding
and
of
all of a sudden,
Isaac.
like, my whole entire body feels completely hollow. Like, just empty. Like, you know when when it's Easter and you get the chocolate bunnies and there's chocolate on the outside and then you crack it open and it's just completely
know what you
hollow and empty on the
mean.
inside? That's what I felt like. My whole entire body felt empty. And then all of a sudden, starting from my toes, going all the way up to the top of my head, slowly started feeling like it was filling up with cement. Just like this thick, heavy cement that was slowly filling up to the top of my body. And then when it filled all the way up to the top,
his mother
it was
lived
this
alone
heavy
in a small
push-down
house
pressure
on a hill.
that was just like
Isaac kept to himself,
like pushing down on my whole
drawing
entire
pictures
body.
and playing with his
I couldn't move
toys
my
as his
head
mom
this way or
watched
this way. I
Christian
couldn't move my arms,
broadcasts
my legs,
on the television.
Nothing. I was just like pressed,
Life
like
was simple,
pushed down to the bed.
and they were both
And
happy.
it was like that for a couple of minutes.
That
I would
was
say like a good
until
5
the
minutes.
day
I just
Isaac's
physically could
mom
not move,
heard
and I
a
just felt
voice
so
from above.
heavy, just this heavy.
Your
heavy
son
feeling.
has become
And
corrupted.
then after a couple of minutes, it
Okay, I'll go
slowly
back.
went away, pushing down on my whole entire body. And I couldn't move. I couldn't move my head this way or this way. I couldn't move my arms, my legs, nothing. I was just like
Why did it
pressed,
crash?
like pushed down to the bed. And it was like that for a couple of minutes. I would say like a good 5 minutes. I just physically could not move, and I just felt so heavy, just this heavy feeling. And then after a couple of minutes, it slowly went away.
Isaac sucks.
And I was like, okay.
Looks really fucking
like,
boring.
That was pretty much like the final
It's an awesome
straw.
game.
Like,
Fuck you.
Once it kind of started getting physical, I knew that was kind of the breaking point that I needed to stop playing the game. No matter, how cool it is or how, intriguing and interesting it is, that it was kind of taking an effect on me, and I needed to stop playing. So I called up my best friend and I said, hey, I gotta get rid of this board, I gotta get rid of it. I can't have it anymore, I don't want it anymore, so I'm gonna give it back to you. And she was like, well, I don't want this freaking board. Like, I don't want this back into my house.
Joint custody.
So she was like, okay, I'm not home right now, so just leave it, you just throw it away, at my
I don't
house.
have these.
And I was like, I'm not throwing away this board. Like, I don't know if it's a myth or not,
I
but
haven't
I
played
have
these
heard
games
from many
much.
different sources that you are not supposed to throw away the board, burn the board, cut the board, nothing like that. So I was like, I'm not throwing away this board. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna leave it on top
Why
of
are you
your
throwing
trash
shade
can
on my
outside.
man?
So, I go to her house, it's like raining.
Oh, yeah, this is-
of course,
yeah.
the perfect scenery. And so it's raining, I get out of the car, I put the board on the trash can, and I get in the car and go home. So I text her, I'm like, hey, I dropped off the board, it should be on top of the trash can, you can do what you want with it, it's back to you. So she texts me a little bit later, she's like, hey, I got home, and there's no board.
Where's the
board's on
board?
the trash
Yeah.
can. And that was the last of the Ouija board. That was the last I saw it, that was the last I've heard of it, that was the last time I played it, that was it. And
I think the point's to not
yeah,
get hurt.
it was pretty weird.
And,
it was,
yeah.
it was pretty crazy. Would I recommend you playing the Ouija board?
Is to not.
No. Probably wouldn't be my first thing I'd recommend to you guys.
Oh,
if
would
you're
I?
curious like me and you want to know if it's true or not,
play
take my word
Jumanji.
for it. It is true. I would not joke around with this kind of stuff. I would not lie about this stuff. I would not make fun of this kind of stuff. I take the paranormal stuff very,
It's
very
like that
seriously.
Paul
I
Anka
don't think it's something
documentary.
to mess around
There's
with
so-
or joke around with. And when I say something happened, I 110% I'm telling the honest truth that something happened. I would never make up something. I would never lie about something. I would never move the piece, you know, like, no, absolutely not. I don't mess around with this kind of stuff, and I can promise you with every being in my body that the Ouija board is 100% true and real. And if you still want to play it, if you still, you know, want to take that risk
then
and play the game, I would just say go with caution. Don't keep playing it because it's kind of like playing with fire. The more times that you play with it, the more prone you are to get burned.
I don't want that.
And if you start seeing things that are happening in your life, I would just say probably want to stop right there before it gets
every
worse.
fiber of my being, I
can
think
progressively get worse. So yeah, that was my Ouija board experience video and why I really don't
Does this
think
hurt
you
you
guys
when
should
you
be
win?
messing around with the Ouija board. If you guys like this video, I know that a lot of you guys wanted to see this video, and I hope that it lived up to your expectations. I was like, oh gosh, these people really want to see this video. I hope that they enjoy it.
They're craving
So if you guys enjoy this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up so that I know that you guys like it, and leave me a comment down below if you have any experiences with the Ouija board yourself, because I want to hear your guys' stories, and if you have any similar experiences
my real life ghost
to mine.
stories.
So thank you guys so much for watching. I will see you all in the
looks
next
like
video,
someone.
and bye.
She's for sure from fucking Whistler or something. United States Bean Boozled challenge gone wrong. I was attacked by a ghost. I think we did this girl.
Oh, beautiful, beautiful.
Oh yeah.
Hello, my love bugs.
It's Annie, and in the spirit of Halloween, I thought that I would
Real life
tell
ghost
you
stories. My ghost experience with my daughter.
Lance, and I'm doing this test.
Hey guys.
Denise vlogs.
This is the first video of
Real ghost stories.
Hey
That
guys,
might be one.
we are going to do another Real Ghost Stories video, and this time we're going to do it with my friend Nikki Limo. Yay! Hey guys. We have two cameras. So Nikki has her own camera, and I have my own camera. Whee! Okay, stop.
Shoot at the one you want to kill.
We're talking about scary stuff, okay?
I have to see how comedians deal with painful, scary things. Any emotional aspect is they have to cover.
See,
it
us
with, like,
comedians,
as a
us
joke to fight
YouTubers.
us immediately, because that's what happens.
As a comedian.
Otherwise, we get.
I was just commenting like as a comedian.
Well, you're gonna get sucked into a hole right now.
No,
okay?
jokes.
No.
Okay. Okay, I'm ready to go in this hole. Don't worry. Ready to go in all the holes. There we
You're
go.
doing it again.
Okay, you blew it. Please do not attempt any form of humor. Ouija experience. It's that same girl again. This chick lives in Brampton. Fake or real? First experience. Profound tooth.
Hey guys, it's Jessie V. Do you like my new Halloween background? I think it's so pretty and spooky.
Okay, I don't know, dude.
Because something really weird happened to me yesterday.
I wish you spoke up. You would have been okay. There's a blue hair looking at a Ouija. Okay.
Hey guys, I'm Kylie, and so my first Ouija board experience. It's kind of exciting, actually. So
Why don't
Ouija
we
is
dive
generally
right into it?
associated with evil and bad, but I want you to know that I was just doing it in the purpose
Yeah, I meant
of
no.
fun and trying to just
I meant no
explore a little bit.
racism.
Not anything like evil, joining a cult, whatever. Anyways, yeah. So I used
So, yeah.
this Ouija board. It's
I had to
just
go.
from, like, Barnes and Noble, $20. Got it 2 years ago.
stayed.
Probably still sell it. It's because to them it's just a game. I mean, it really is essentially just a game. But it's nothing special. It's just a little plastic planchette thing with a circle in it and a wooden board. Just, you could probably make one of these at home. It's really,
Well, you could.
really
but
not
I could
that
make
hard.
it 2 seconds, pretty much.
But yeah, so I got
And
this 2 years
yeah,
ago, but I
literally,
didn't really
blah blah
start
blah.
using it until like 4 months ago.
Charging up, you idiot.
Because I was so scared. I was like, I don't
was
want
charging up.
anything bad to happen. I don't want to get haunted or whatever. But I finally did when I moved to college because my roommate
Why
was
that
kind of interested in
happens.
that stuff, and so was I. So we were like, what the hey? And
What the hey?
nothing really bad happened from it. It was just fine. We were just talking to.
You could get haunted off it.
So I don't know.
Oh
whatever.
shit! Don't want that. What was I doing?
But yeah, so my first experience was
She's gonna get scared.
Me, my roommates, and 2 of our friends, and we had them over in our dome.
People are addicted to this
Kinda
game.
dimmed the
I think
light,
it's just okay.
had the windows closed, didn't have any noise. So yeah.
So many people have made their
spooky,
YouTube careers off just playing this game and uploading that.
Oracle type of.
And I guess piling on the
whatever.
Zane.
That
Do I
was
want that?
kind of
Ah,
what they
fucking idiot. They
wanted
took
to
your
do,
money.
just to have the whole like ambiance, which is fine. But yeah, so we started up the session by doing the whole like around the table saying, you can
What is
use
the
this board to
feathers
talk
sticking
to
to board?
us, any benevolent spirits, if there's anything you
Benevolent.
want to say. We specifically asked for benevolent spirits because that means
Benevolent? It wasn't a mistake.
kind that would, like, take over your life. 'Cause
I love
that's
being alive.
malevolent, and we didn't want those.
Malevolent.
So yeah, we kind of
And,
just started off by
yeah.
asking, is anyone there, want to talk?
Will that blow
After
up?
a while it went to yes, we waited about probably 10 minutes, like a long time. And the person that we were talking
gonna
to,
trip.
like they didn't want to give us their name at first, so they were just kind of messing with us, and I guess
What
that's
the
how love
dickens?
spirits are.
Yeah, how come when I get hurt, I
That happened a
disappear?
lot to me and my roommate. So yeah, we
Macrame?
were talking to
Yeah,
my
macrame?
protector. Her name is Karen.
My
I guess,
immortal.
and apparently a lot of people have protectors, like a guardian angel kind of, but not really. Yeah, so Karen is my
and,
protector, and I had a previous encounter with her that I don't remember, but I remember my mom telling me about it, so that counts, I guess. But yeah, when I was like 12 or 13,
Was she below
I
him?
woke up in the middle of the night and I like slept-walked upstairs to my mom's
I
room and
can't
opened
do
the
it?
door. I was
What's
like,
that?
Mom,
I was
where's
like,
Karen?
hey, Mom.
Mom, where's Karen?
Oh, I can go in
And
there.
then she like woke up and she was like,
Is that something I can
who's
take?
Karen?
Please?
And I must have woken up right after that because I was like, Karen who? So she was just like, what? And I was like, what? And it was just this whole confusion, but I was so tired that I just went back to bed. I don't know. That was weird. But apparently I know Karen, so yeah. And she's not just
Why
not
can't
just my protector, she's a
detonate
bunch of
that
other
bomb?
people, she said.
She
Basically
timeshares
exactly
Guardian
like
Angels.
Guardian Angel.
Sucks.
But yeah, we asked her a few questions.
Oh yeah, that was my shift. Sorry you died.
Where did you live? She lived in Minnesota on one of the rivers. She died
She's from
when
fucking
she was
Minnesota.
80 or 60, one of those even numbers.
Can't even remember.
And she spoke French, which was weird, which was kind of cool.
She was a Métis.
She had long hair, I know. That's all I remember about her specifically. But I remember we asked her about, like, the other side, quote unquote. And she said that there really was no heaven or hell.
There is no other side. I gotta
or
be
that
straight
there
with you.
was no.
I'm just suffering here.
Okay, now I don't know how true that is, and I don't know your beliefs.
She might have tricked.
I know mine, but that's just what she said. I don't know what I believe.
Yeah, fuck
Or,
that.
I do know what I believe.
You need a bomb to blow them and batteries for you.
That's just what she said.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'm just
don't
going by what she
hate
said.
me for
Yeah.
that. And then we asked her if demons were real, and she said yes. Well, I was like,
Yep.
then how can angels be real or whatever? But I wasn't the one asking the questions, so I
If
was
them
like,
eyes
whatever.
ain't real.
My-
He's fast. This charge up
The
sucks.
2 girls that were with me, my roommate and our friend, were they also have protectors, and
Ugh.
Karen said that us 3 won't become ghosts. But
Oh
the
yeah,
guy
you're just
that
gonna
was with
die
us,
and
who was
stay in a
kinda
block
leading the
pit where you don't
session,
experience anything. You won't be a ghost. Don't worry about it.
he would become a ghost and a protector or whatever, because he was
Are you a
stronger
ghost?
than us
Ah!
or something like that.
Don't want this.
But yeah, so that was kind of interesting, and I actually got to meet my guardian angel, I guess. I mean,
The curse is one of the
maybe
worst things.
maybe it wasn't my guardian angel, but the board was moving, so I was like, whatever, cool.
Oh, I have to get hurt.
I was excited.
Suck.
My excitement and
This game
adrenaline was
sucks.
just through the roof. It was ridiculous. My roommate the whole time was just like, "Ooh, I'm scared." Ooh.
If you get
it was
bopped,
so
you
fun. It was ridiculous. But
You get that
Karen
bed top
said
bop
that we shouldn't do it until like she would talk to us again in like 6 months. But of
This is like
course,
that game,
me
Zelda.
being impatient like I am, did it a few times after that, and it was just
You picked up
how it
sister.
would
You
go
give up.
from A to
I don't know anything about this game.
drama, or from O to Z, and say Zozo. Now they are apparently demons.
I'm gonna hear that in my
from board to
sleep.
board,
O to
trying
Z,
to
O to Z,
scare
say Zaza.
Now I think that's just a universal
Damn it.
thing among the
I was trying to pick my nose.
ghost community that spirits use because they don't like to give out their names.
Come over here.
But I remember we did talk to another
Dox the
spirit
ghost.
who went to a college that was near the college that I went to.
Yeah, try to. Yeah,
And
try
he
to.
said that
Try to get
he
me over
was
here.
Stuck here for I don't know why. He wouldn't tell us how
Stuck
he
in
died or whatever.
fucking
I guess it's kind
college.
of rude to ask.
How'd you
How'd
die?
Fuck you, man. Fuck you. But yeah.
This is one of the
so
worst games I've ever
One thing
seen.
that has been consistent throughout the different times that I've done it is how many spirits were on the campus that I was in. And every time we would ask, it would be 7.
Oh, a rock with an X on it.
And so we asked who they
Where was
were.
that one? The battery room?
The only thing that they would say is S1.
A rock with an X on it?
Like there's A, B, C to F, and then on my
That's a
side there
different.
was
Thank you.
from S until E.
I got poison
guess.
berries.
And
Thank you. I need a key?
I was an R.
Can I blow it up?
Which is at the very, very end of, like, right
No.
here at the end of the thing. And then
I'm
S
gonna get
is right here.
scalped.
I was an R, S is right here. And I was on the 2nd floor. And in the
Pretty
first
much
floor
dead.
of
Pretty
S,
much won this game.
however many years ago, 2 people died from
Okay, so yeah, it just
alcohol
resets. You
poisoning in the
suck.
bathroom of S1. So we talked
Hey,
about
I was
that
in
a little
S2
bit,
at one. At one.
that guy, the spirit that we were talking to, one of them had said like, oh, they just screw with people, try to scare them, whatever, which is normal. I mean, that's exactly what I would do if I was a ghost. But yeah, so those experiences that I've
Your voice is too
personally
obnoxious to
kind
be
of
peeking so much. Ultimate Grand Supreme. Whoa.
self-induced, I guess, so not dealt with. But yeah,
You have
those
some of the
things
worst
that I've
items in the
gone
game.
through,
See-
they're really
Don't think I'm
interesting to
done.
me. Like, I don't know if they're true. I don't know if my friends were just screwing with me. But seriously, it was exciting. And, like, we got to talk to, like, the dead, supposedly. I don't know, it's just a cool thing to do. I was in college, do something crazy, whatever. But yeah, thanks for watching.
I had a
If you
Ouija
have
in college.
experiences that you want to share,
My
put
dad
them in
saw
the
it and got
comments,
angry, and I
'cause
said it was my
that
roommates.
stuff interests me.
I
I
think
don't know
still
why,
have
but
it
it
this time.
does. True or not, just let me know. Awesome. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, whatever. Okay, bye.
Potential child abuse gypsy scam? Plus a little babbling, I don't know. My first Ouija experience. Why did he get angry?
Uploaded a video
I
today.
don't
We
know,
didn't
I'm
get
just-
to do the hunt.
Ah, that's some kid. Because it's doing a double thing. I guess.
Hello. So today I'm going to make the
Creepy Ouija experience. Kill me, subscribe, whatever. Prank story. Ouija
Like
prank.
a dark, gloomy night. It's like a little foggy.
Alluring
Hello,
Adriana.
everyone. So today I'm going to be doing a story
clap.
video because you guys love hearing
Okay,
my
I want-
stories.
yeah.
For some reason, you guys are always asking
You
me
fucking
for
losers,
more
eat this shit
story
up.
videos.
I don't know
So
why, I'm-
today I'm going to be telling you guys
I wanna get
my
killed.
Ouija board prank
Bum
story.
friend.
And this isn't going to be a super scary story. It's more funny than scary. So if you were looking for something scary because it says Ouija board, I'm sorry. Okay, so this happened in high school, and
This is
one
one of the
day,
worst games I've ever
my
seen.
boyfriend and I, my boyfriend at the time, were bored one night, and we were just like, let's go to the cemetery
Yeah, I think we're
in our
good.
village. I used to live in Germany in a small German village called Dengdorf. It had a cemetery in it. Let's go to the cemetery with the Ouija
Dengdorf.
board because my parents like randomly had this Ouija board. I don't know why. We took the Ouija board.
I came into White
to
Girls.
the
I love you all.
cemetery.
Yeah,
My
welcome.
parents were like, what are you guys
Clown
doing?
ghost.
We're like,
I need
just
some
gonna go to the
mindless game
cemetery
while
with
we
the
look at
Ouija
this.
board and see if we get anything. I do not recommend using a Ouija board. I just feel like there's bad juju around it. I will probably never touch a Ouija board again because of all of the stories I've heard and read online about
I think
people
Ouija could play
inviting
better.
in, like,
Yeah.
evil spirits
No.
into their life. It's just like bad
Hercules
juju to
games?
me.
So I probably won't ever touch a Ouija board again, but I thought this was kind of funny, so I wanted to tell you guys what happened.
Dwarfs.
So we take this Ouija board to the cemetery. It's like a dark, gloomy night.
Like Kingdom.
It's like a little
We just watched
foggy.
Cool.
I guess it like rained earlier, and it was like foggy and dark, and just it was like a
if
really
that makes
creepy
any
night.
sense.
Sitting there with a Ouija board, we're asking questions, and we have 2 flashlights, and we're like holding them, like scary stuff. It was pretty
A
scary.
German ghost.
And we're just
Came
sitting
after
there,
Pumpernickel.
and then all of a sudden we ask a question, and then we hear a noise like crackling in bushes and stuff, and I look over,
Village.
and basically like the grave next to us, there was this old woman standing right there, and she was just staring at us like with a flashlight. She had like a flashlight,
With a
like,
goddamn
holding it on her
flashlight.
face, and she just looked
Is this
really
Pruane
freaking
forever?
scary. And in the moment, I was like, oh my god, this woman is probably praying to her dead husband or her dead son or someone important to her, and we're just sitting here with a freaking Ouija board. This is so embarrassing and so disrespectful. Oh my god, this is so disrespectful. I felt so bad. So immediately, once we see her, we like packed up everything. My boyfriend like ran.
good.
He was scared. Like I don't know why he was so
Why
scared
does
for her,
always
but
someone like
she kind
run?
of popped out of nowhere. So it
My
was
manager
kind of
like
really
ran
scary.
to the front
So
door and locked
I
it.
get the Ouija board and I
wanna hear that
run,
story again.
run, and I look back,
Ghost that
and
needs
the
flashlights.
old woman is like walking, but she's like gliding. I don't know, it looked like a ghost to me, and I showed my boyfriend, oh my gosh, that's a ghost. Like, we were both freaking out because we both thought we saw a ghost, and we were like, oh god, this is so disrespectful, this is so scary. We immediately
This is so
run.
disrespectful, this
like,
fucking
we're
ghost.
running, like sprinting through the village back to my house.
Do you believe
And
me
get
yet
to
that we
my
ran?
house. This was like so frantic. Oh my gosh. We were freaking out. We were like to my parents, oh my gosh, we saw a ghost, and it scared us to death, and it was an old
dead
woman,
now,
and
dude.
she like glided, and she floated basically like through the cemetery, and
I admire people who lose
we
their
were
natural
freaking
speaking
out.
accent.
Okay,
Thanks for all your life! You're so fucking unique!
old woman. Like he
That man.
legit dressed
I gotta
up.
admire a person who
like
can
an
get
old
rid of their
woman.
native speaking accent.
Let me just tell you, like he looked like an old woman, like straight up. I don't know where the heck, like how he did it so fast, but he dressed up like an old woman. I guess he like
Get 3 of
ran to
everything
the
and keep 3 of
cemetery,
everything.
found where we were sitting, and stood right there just to
Kai
stare
Kor,
at us.
thank you.
Thank you, Dad. We legit.
Thank you,
believed
Dad.
we saw a ghost. We were like,
How'd you
"How
know?
did you fly?
That's
Like, how did you
paranormal.
float in the cemetery? How did you like glide?" He walked a certain way so it made it look like he was floating, and he was wearing like this giant cloak.
A dad tricked her?
My freaking dad, man. He like totally just
Oh, you
scared
should've-
us to
oh, you're an
death.
idiot.
That
You
was
should've-
so scary. We legit thought we saw a ghost, and then we found out it was my dad. So that's freaking great. That was my funny Ouija board prank story. I hope you guys liked this video. And
Oh,
if
see,
you
I coulda
did,
done
please
it. I
thumbs
fucked
up
it
and
up.
subscribe. If you guys have had any experiences
like a
with Ouija
Yerm.
boards, please let me know.
Childhood
in the comments
house haunt,
below.
my paranormal
They do
experiences.
all came to the conclusion that there was like
I like
a
when they give you a
paranormal
little
threat.
taste of
Hello,
what's to
everyone.
come.
So today, by popular demand, I am doing another paranormal vlog. Yay! I have gotten so many comments saying, please do
Kaikor,
another
wow.
paranormal vlog. Like I
Hello
said in
guys,
my
it's
last
Stupid
paranormal
Bitch
vlog,
1723 and this
my
is my
videos are not
real life
scripted. I'm
ghost
just sitting here
story.
talking with you
So I
guys
lit up some
like I would
candles,
one of my
set up my
friends.
Luigi
So
board,
I
and
did
yelled
forget
out some old
2 of
gypsy
the
hexes.
stories that
I
happened
heard
to
a
me in the
voice
first
above the
paranormal
roof of
video
my first
that I
floor
filmed. I'm
apartment
going to
telling me
tell
to
you
shut
one
the
of them
fuck up.
today.
So
This
scary.
paranormal story is going to be about my childhood house.
Hey, pile.
The thing is, it really wasn't my whole childhood house. Like, I lived there from age 6 to 12. And we still owned that house until I was like 20. So I would go back and
Ew.
visit that house during the summer, during spring break.
It's weird
like,
that these
random
people
times I
are.
would
The
visit
girl was
that
talking about the
house.
time she was in
And
college.
nothing
Like, that's
happened
long
to me
past.
in that house
Oh, you put that
really
already.
when I was living
Oh yeah,
there
back when I was
younger,
20,
after I
like
got
you're way
older,
older than
and
that
after I had
now.
that one paranormal experience
There you
in
go.
the castle. If you guys have seen my first paranormal video, if you guys haven't seen that video, I'll have it linked down below because I will reference it a few times in this video. If you haven't seen that video, please pause this video and open that other video in the link
Okay.
so you guys can watch it.
Attacked by Ghosts, My Paranormal Experiences. My stalker story.
Pull down the covers and she's like facing me and she got like
Call the cops on this story. It's too damn hot. She's showing a lot of how to make your boobs look bigger. Okay.
Hello everyone, so today I'm doing an exciting video because it is including a giveaway which will be at the end of the
Giveaways.
video. What this video is about is how to go from this to this. What?
Let's see it.
I think everyone wants
Let's see it.
what is about is how to go from this to this. What? I think everyone wants their boobs to look great and whatever
Yeah.
they are wearing. Disclaimer, I'm going to be talking about boobs a lot in this video, so if you don't like that or if that bothers you, just don't watch this video, I guess. The other night, I was
Is there a ghost
just
in 'em?
looking online for a strapless bra. I
Put it
wanted
on the
a
screen.
bra that
Show
would
it.
be supported and be strapless because that's extremely hard to find. I was on YouTube and I was watching like a bunch of different videos. Then I came across this company called
Hello,
Silly Bee
YouTube.
Intimates. They sell sticky bras. I've always bought like the more cheaper kinds of sticky
Bought.
bras, like from Target and
Sticky
Agachi
bras.
and places like that. And those would only
we need
last
that,
like
yeah.
maybe one time for me. Like they would just like dry out and like not be sticky anymore for me. So I wanted one that I could use
Well,
more than
that-
once. And the Silly Bee bras that I found do. They work up to 20 times, I think, or you could even make them work past 20 times. I think I heard a few girls say in their videos, if you take care of the bra really well. So I heard of this company and I actually reached out to the company saying that I would love to review their product because
Your
I've been looking
breasts.
for a bra just like the one that they're selling. And it seemed like an awesome bra and I just wanted to review
Carpenter,
it
yeah,
for you
we'll keep
guys.
ya.
And they immediately responded. They
Keeping
are
your
such a
ass.
sweet company. They were
But-
so kind to send me one of their bras and they offered a discount code and to sponsor a giveaway for you guys because it is around the holidays. I think it'd be awesome
How would
to
I build
win
her?
a bra. Because bras are awesome. I love bras so much. Getting onto the actual bra. The bra
Yeah, just
comes
duct tape your
in
tit into a
this
big circle.
beautiful, cute little container. It has like a little winking eye. It's so cute.
Oh.
And it's made from like, I think a neoprene. You know those like neoprene swim outfits? That's like the material of
Okay,
this,
so we
which is
pretty
a
much
very
got it.
nice material. Like this
She put-
is bigger than I've seen on most Blish.
It's just like-
and just a lot more like plump. Your boob. Note. Super awesome cleavage. Well, now I'm going to
This is gonna be in my fucking related. Okay, it's funny that you can just look at any pornography you want, but the second they're like, "Here's how to make your boobs look bigger," and I'm wearing a shirt the whole time, it's like, "Yo, put that up. Let's see it." Vlog 3 of my paranormal experiences. I want to find. She dressed up as Death Note. You could be my weeb queen. Paranormal. Milady. Vlog 1. Yeah, there you go. Attacked by Ghost.
a face. It was just a black shape with pointy shoulders. I felt like someone pull me and I actually moved down the bed. Hello everyone, so today I'm going to be doing a video about all of my
What are you griping
paranormal
about?
experiences. So I'm going to be doing 2 separate videos on my paranormal experiences just because I don't want to talk about one of the things right now. I think that I should wait to talk about it just because you guys will find out later on. So my whole life I've had an interest in paranormal type things. I always watch like weird ghost shows like Ghost Hunters and like Paranormal Witness. I've always like been really interested in those like TV shows. One year I was watching Ghost Hunters International. They were at this castle in Italy, and if you guys didn't know, I lived in Germany for 8 years with my family.
Wow, she's
and
Germany
my
signaling.
Mom was like, we should go to that castle in Italy. She booked us to stay at this. It was like a bed and breakfast castle.
If you can believe that.
She booked us to stay at this haunted castle in Italy that was on Ghost Hunters International. At the time, I hadn't really had any paranormal experiences. So I was just kind of open-minded about it, and I was just like, cool, like this will be fun. We end up going. The first thing the owner says to us is that like the week before we got there, a guy fell off one of the terraces and died. That was kind of scary. A terrace is a balcony. If you don't know.
Thanks.
I was just like, wow, like that's
if you don't
kind
know a
of
terrace,
weird
not
timing,
a terrorist.
But okay. And so we're just exploring the castle, and the guy that owned the castle told us that we were the only ones in the castle. He had to go to some town
Please end my life.
So we ended up just like exploring the castle because it was just amazing, beautiful castle in Italy, and we were just like exploring it, going in all the rooms, and it was really like kind of fun but kind of spooky at the same time because we knew it was haunted apparently. So we were just like walking through the rooms, and then I go out on this balcony and I'm like, wow, it's so beautiful. The view was amazing. You could see like the mountains and you could see the water. I told my whole entire family to come out onto this balcony. Everyone goes out onto this balcony and we're just looking at the amazing
Can anyone
view.
do anything?
The door shuts behind them by itself, locks, and then the handle falls off of the door. And we're just like, what?
I gotta eat Rohypnol if this is what we're
we're locked out on
listening
this
to.
balcony at this haunted castle, and there's no one in the castle. So we were stuck on this balcony for at least an hour, and I was starving. I hadn't eaten anything all day. My mom was starving, and everybody was getting kind of hangry. How did we get locked out here? My dad was contemplating breaking the door, and we were like, don't do that. We were trying to figure out how to get the door open. It just wasn't working, and I remember looking through the keyhole, and I could see movement in the castle, and I was like, what is that? Because we're the only ones here. That was kind of spooky. I kind of just like disregarded that. We just kind of were like freaking out, and we saw these people walking below, and we were like, help, we're stuck up here. They were like, oh, you're drunk, ha ha.
And I was like, oh my
and
god,
they were just
help
like
me.
laughing at us. Oh god, like help us. We finally, somehow, the door just like unlocks and we get out of the balcony. I don't know how that happened. It just opened. We were stuck on this balcony for just like an hour for literally no reason. And we finally get off this balcony. We go eat something. We go back to our
You're
rooms.
scum of the fucking
And my
earth.
brother was pretty scared. So my mom and my brother just stayed in the rooms, and they were watching Napoleon Dynamite or something. And my dad and I were like, let's explore in the dark. We're just walking around in the dark. We have like flashlights and stuff.
I don't think we're gonna make it
Exploring
through
this
3 year
crazy
stories.
castle and going through all the rooms. We were the only guests, by the way, in the entire castle. We go to this room, and I'm standing in the middle of the room, and it sounds like someone is in the room walking around
Okay,
me.
so the pickaxe
Like,
broke
I'm in
before-
the middle of the room, and
You're
it
fucked up.
sounded like footsteps were walking completely around me.
'Cause we
and it
built
was
this
so
first?
weird because my dad was standing in the doorway, I was standing in the middle of the room,
we get the stone
and we were
back?
just staring at each other like, what is that?
Yeah, good.
Because we're the only ones here. What? Because we both heard it, and it was circling
goblin.
me. It was so weird. I got kind of spooked, and I just kind of ran out of that room. We just kept walking around. The owner of the castle was actually walking in the courtyard. He came back from the meeting he was at. He was like laughing at us because we were
Have a
walking around
castle
with
meeting.
flashlights. We go back to our rooms. Of course, my brother and my dad get this room. There's like birds all over the walls, like pictures of birds and pictures of flowers and like happy things. And then my mom and I get the room with freaking crucifixes on the walls and just like creepy pictures of like old dolls. My mom and I get the creepy room, and my brother and my dad get the happy bird room. I go to sleep, and I had this
Lighting, you
strange
idiot.
dream where my mom and I woke up at 3:55 in the dream, and I remember looking at the clock, and we went to go eat breakfast at 3:55.
Right.
Weird random time, weird dream, I don't even know, but I was awakened by this feeling of someone sitting on my legs. Why do I feel pressure on my legs? I remember like thinking that, and it actually woke me up because it was so
Okay, well-
heavy. I got kind of freaked out. I was like,
it turns
trying
out it
to
was
say
sleep
Mom
paralysis.
because
If
she was in
that
the
makes
bed
any
next to
sense,
me.
if you
I
don't know
just
what that
couldn't
is,
say Mom. For some reason, I was like, Mom, because I was so scared. I felt like actual pressure on my legs, like someone was
Okay, who
sitting
makes the
on my
pickaxe?
legs.
It's a
And then I
stone
felt
axe,
like
isn't it?
someone pull me, and I actually moved down the bed. My mom, she had her hands like this when she was sleeping, I don't know why, but her hands like flew up and out on the edge of the bed, and then she lifted
That
up
doesn't
and
do
she
anything?
woke up, and she was like, what? Someone just grabbed my hands. What? And then she looks over and I'm freaking
Oh,
out.
shit.
Like I was crying because it was so scary. Something legit pulled me down the
Legit?
bed. And the weirdest part was that I was like, oh, my dad could have just played. No, he couldn't have played a joke on me because our beds had bed posts. That means there's no way someone could have pulled me down the bed with the bed post. It felt like someone was sitting on my legs,
I got
up,
right under-
went around to the back side of the bed,
Did you
and
try?
pulled me from the back side of the bed. After that happened, I looked
Okay,
at the
well,
clock
how did-
and it was 3:55 in the morning. What? My dream? How?
What?
And I was freaking out. My dad comes in the room. He's like, you guys are
Is it
crazy.
'cause I made-
Like, nothing happened. I could
wanna
not
get
go back to
killed.
sleep. After that happened, I never had a paranormal
How do I
experience
keep
before.
fucking
And
up?
that scared me to death. I was so scared. Still to this day,
Sure,
it's
designations.
kind of a freaky thing to think about, but you know what? Like, it's something that
Is there a
happened.
build order
and I'm
you must
actually,
obey or
like,
else you
happy
fuck
that I
up?
had that experience because it kind of opened my eyes a little bit, but at the same time, like, that was really scary. Next paranormal experience I had
Cute.
was in my first apartment. I lived in this apartment with 2 other roommates, but they both moved out. I ended up living there 3 months alone. This apartment was a 3-bedroom apartment. For those 3 months, those 2 bedrooms were completely vacant. I had always got kind of like a creepy feeling in that apartment. I remember one time we were having a party and I was
Is that
sitting
Devin?
on the couch,
Fucked
and
it
the
up
couch
again.
was right next to
Is
where
this
my
person gonna
bedroom
make it?
door was. I had a few drinks in me. I was a little bit tipsy. I was just like
But-
talking to my friend. I could see my door out of the corner of my eye. I saw it
That's not
move
something.
a little
Okay,
bit,
get
and then
rid of the
it
wall.
started moving all the way, and it opened like this much. I could see it open, and I was like, what? Like, is there someone in my room? So I went in my room and there was no one there. So then I
You don't
just
even
kind
need
of
this
like
yet?
forgot about that, and I kind of like just went on with my life. One day I was making spaghetti. Our stove was like right next to our fridge, and on our fridge we had a bottle of Jaeger.
Is this the same
I
thing?
was making the spaghetti. My roommate was eating behind me at the table, and we were just talking, and then the bottle of Jaeger flies off the fridge,
Flew
hits me in
off.
the back, and lands on the floor.
Check the description
And
for
I
a
turned
key to my
around and I
house.
was like,
to
I thought she
fucking-
threw it at me.
She sounds
and she
10.
was sitting there like, and I was like, what just happened? Did
She's
you
like
throw that at
23
me?
or
She's like,
something.
no.
Okay,
How did
I
that
don't
just happen? She's like, it just flew off the fridge.
Follow
and hit
me
you in
on
the back.
Twitter.
What? Like, how
I'm
did
22.
that happen?
I make
That's
videos.
so
I like
freaking
fashion.
creepy. Then we were just talking, and she said that
Sacred
before
alchemy.
that we had all moved in the apartment, there
Yeah,
had
can one of you
been
fuckers make a
someone
pickaxe?
that died from an overdose in
Yeah,
that
good.
apartment building.
How
She didn't know
do you
which room it was
teach
in,
these
but
cunts to live?
apparently the person died on the bed, basically sat there for like 3 days, his dead body, and no one like knew that he was dead until the apartment complex owners came in to the apartment and they opened his door. His dead body was on the bed for like 3 days.
Ew.
They didn't notice he was dead. So basically that kind of creeped me out. They didn't tell us which apartment it was in that happened in, and
How do
I bet
you-
you they didn't even change the beds because, you know, it was a cheap apartment complex, and I just don't think that they would have changed the bed. So someone was sleeping on a bed where someone died, probably. That kind of freaked me out, but I kind of just like whatever. I mean, I lived there, so like whatever. I'm not gonna like think about it 24/7. Then my roommates moved out. When my roommates moved out, things got kind of weird because I mean, I was completely alone in the apartment, and I did hear things. I heard like people talking, but you know, it's an apartment complex, so it could have just been my neighbors or people around. I mean, it could have been many different things, but I did hear a lot of noises and a lot of questionable things, and I got kind of freaked out just being in that apartment alone. Nothing really bad happened. I just moved out, and that was the end of that apartment. During the summer that I was living in that apartment, I had one of my friends over, and we were actually watching the show Paranormal Witness. And so I started talking to her about like if she had any paranormal experiences, just because I like to talk to people about it. She told me that when she was younger, she would see this like shadow in the corner of her room. She wasn't really specific about like what it looked like or where it was in her room. She got so scared by it that she rearranged her entire room. So we were just talking about that whole entire story, and we just like went to sleep. Like maybe 2 to 3 weeks later, I went to her house, and we were just having like a sleepover. We were drinking alcohol, just like having fun watching like silly movies. I wasn't thinking about anything.
So I made too many things already. I want to get
And then we went to her room to go get another movie to watch. I went in the room with her and we picked out the movie. We went to go out the door, and I went to turn off the light. But when I turned off the light, I noticed something in the corner of her room, and I looked, and it was this shadow figure, like straight up a shadow figure. It looked like a really tall man with pointy shoulders and like jagged like edges. It was really weird. I'd never seen anything like it before. It was freaking scary, and the guy, he didn't have a face. I mean, I'm saying he's a guy because he was just really tall and slender. Didn't have a face. It was just a black shape with pointy shoulders.
Girls are fat.
I like freaked out. I was like, is that what you saw? Like, is that the corner you saw it in? And she said, yes, that's the corner I saw it in. And I was like, it's right there, right now. I see it. And she was like, oh my gosh. And we just bolted out of her room. That scared me to my core. I had never seen anything like that. If there is such a thing as a demon, that is a demon. I honestly, the feeling I got from it was nothing like I'd felt before. I was scared at the haunted castle when I got pulled, but that was nothing compared to the feeling.
Okay, you can't try to go big or else you fuck yourself up.
That shadow figure, it just made me feel like it was looking down on me. It just was the weirdest looking thing I've ever seen. It had the weirdest shape. It didn't have a face. It was like blurred out and
thing I've ever
jagged. It was the weirdest thing.
Have you heard that Richard Nixon tape of
honestly,
the
that
Bohemian
thing scared
Grove?
me. I don't know how she slept in that room.
God, it's the faggiest goddamn thing I've ever seen.
Honestly, I've had more things happen to me since then.
Black people confirmed for
honestly,
demons.
Out of everything that I've had happen,
so
that
confirmed
was
Santa's
genuinely scary because I felt like it didn't have any good intent in it at all. So those were basically all my paranormal experiences so far. You guys liked this video?
If you like this video, maybe I'll have some other ones.
Please let me know in the comments below because I love reading about them and hearing about them. I just think it's such an interesting topic. Whether you believe in the paranormal or not, I still think it's an interesting concept.
You be the stonemason and make some tools so we don't die.
I honestly don't know what I believe in. I like to believe that there's something
He
more.
called Pierre Trudeau
If you guys
an
are
asshole.
excited to hear my other paranormal experiences, let me know. I will probably be making that video around Halloween time because I won't be in the place that I'm in right now, and I just don't want to talk about it right
isn't
now
fucked up
because
to make these,
I don't
right?
want to encourage it, you know. It's kind of freaky. You guys will find out later on. Please thumbs up and subscribe. I will talk to you guys later. Have wonderful weeks and wonderful days. Bye.
Okay, no more of this, girl. Alluring Adriana. My ghost stories, my paranormal stories. Did we get this girl?
I want it all, me tonight.
Yeah, we for sure did. Yeah. Entities, Ouija, and more.
Greetings, Earthlings. My name's Nancy, and and you had like.
Okay.
Greetings, Earthlings. My name's Nancy, and I come in peace. And today I'm going to be talking about the wonderful world of magic, also known as the hocus pocus of Paranormal Activity
Disloyal.
1, 2, and 3, or in this case, my Paranormal Activities experience. Anyway, okay, so, you know, since I'm an astrologer, people always ask, oh, how did you get into all this, like, mystical stuff?
She's a woman of science.
Well, you know, I always just had an inclination towards it. It's like, you know, how some people just have inclinations towards playing with trucks and playing football. I just had inclinations towards, like, the occult. Anyway, so I would... I would always go off and play with little crystals or with the grass and the trees and the fairies and the birds and the bees. And so that was my favorite thing to do. And so I just loved to be connected to all like the little life, right? And so one night I was like 5 years old and I was in bed and I was sleeping and then I woke up.
Yeah, this is like a person who reads I fucking love science and they're like, yeah,
He had
I'm in STEM.
Claws, and he had like claws on his like
I'm a scientist,
feet, I guess.
dude.
I don't know. But anyway, he was like really like tall and lanky and just like but very like right?
Bavarian.
Like kind of like Lady Gaga's right? So anyway,
Don't.
he had like a smile on his face, like "Bee," right? And it was like just sharp teeth everywhere and I was like, okay, but he had like no eyes and no face. It was just like man, right? Anyway. So that was on top of me and I just remember I felt like I was like being like pushed down and blah 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 and I was like really freaking out and scared, but I was able to turn over and go under the covers and I fell back asleep that night somehow.
Blah blah blah.
And I woke up the next day and no one believed me. But then you know, I like later on I was like 10 years old or something like that and I was like back in my bed and I had my door open and the same figure was slowly but surely coming towards me because it's like if you could look out the door and see like the kitchen and it started in the kitchen and then it slowly but surely every time I would look away and look back it got closer and closer until it came to my doorway. It just stopped there and it like stalked me and I was like, okay, think happy thoughts because I just was like I didn't want to give it energy, you know, so I just was like, okay, think happy thoughts and I finally did and it went away.
Okay,
you know?
so that should be okay,
so it's
right?
like it's like Dorothy, just clap your heels and it goes away. So that's what I did. And then I never like had to like deal with it again, I guess, you know, but that kind of haunted my little kid self. But anyway, then I moved on and I would play the Ouija board like all the time because it's my favorite board game ever and forever. But I would like, you know, do it a lot. And that probably was not the best idea, but I mean, like, the more the merrier. I always say, you know, like anything the more the merrier. Or crazy.
Oh yeah, I'll do acid, dude. The more the merrier.
It's like super fun for me. Like it's like the good or the bad. I take it all. I love it. But anyway, like I'm a whore. But anyway, I would do that and I would play it. And this one spirit I called upon a wise spirit who said he was like 666 years old. So funny, right? He's like such a jokester. Anyway, he said I'm gonna die
like
at age 28, and I'm like, okay. And then he just started cursing us out, me and my friend, and saying, oh, go to hell, blah blah blah, die, right? You know, a lot of nice things.
I'm glad we didn't skip this. This is amazing.
But anyway, you know, it's going really fast like this, like a roller coaster, and I had this amp in the back for a bass guitar, and it was going off staticky, and so my friend was freaked out, and she's like, take it, like, just get it out of here, because she was like, oh, and I'm like, okay, so I did that, and but it still went off, even after I unplugged it, so there was just static coming out of this amp.
Okay,
and,
like if I maintain...
when we said goodbye, though, the static stopped on the amp, and we're like, okay, maybe we should put this down. But knowing me, I was like, nope, snap, crackle, pop, I'm gonna do it again next year. So I did it again, like a year later or something, and I was like in a different house at this point, and I would, throughout like the whole time I lived at this house, dude. I would get flashes of just shadows and people and figures, and they're all hooded and all this stuff, and I'm like, okay, you know, it's like, I thought it was fun, I thought it was neat, but I mean, it's always like negative. It's like, why can't I have more good stuff? But you know what, screw it, I'll take it. And then I also had this one time though when I came in the house and I sat down, I was putting on like roller skates, and then all of a sudden I felt this huge massive energy like shift towards me, right? And I was like, okay. I was like just ignoring it, but it kept getting closer and closer.
Right.
Like, you could feel like tingles and like electricity, and I was like,
I'm
okay,
a
like
hoarder.
something's like
Why
trying to
did
like
you just
touch
say
me or
that?
something. It felt like, but so I said hi. And right as I said hi, I felt like this huge, like, like all around me, and then it was like gone and dissipated. And I was
Yeah,
like,
so you have
okay.
to go slow
That's
or
what I'm
else you
like a
fuck
lot
up,
most of
and
the
you
time
don't.
because I just think it's like so fun.
Okay,
Like
you
I just
can-
love it. But then I would like, you know, of course, like growing up and still to this day, I just see a bunch of shadows everywhere. I see things go by. I'm just like, whatever. Like usually this one time I would always see this lady and she wore a white dress and she'd always be in the corner of my
Who's
eye, and every
I-
time I tried to look, she'd go away. And, but I could tell because she was always like wispy and like underwater-y looking. But, then another thing is I have a lot of dreams where I guess entities will try to like attack me or whatever. Like recently, I was like choked out and I woke up screaming for help. But before that, every night before I would go to bed, and this just happens like the other day, I would feel like there's something trying to grab me like this, like right before I go to bed all the time. I have to physically put
Every
my
night I
hand
get
here,
that.
like, to
I get
protect
the same
myself. It's, like, really
throat
weird like that.
squeeze
And
every day.
I didn't think anything of it until, you know, I finally got like choked out in my dream the other night, and I was like, you know what, maybe there's something to this. That's probably not smart, but hey, maybe I like it. I don't.
I'm a
but
whore,
I don't
so-
know. Okay, so anyway, but then I also have really nice
Is this
dreams
like
of
a
people who
stand-up
have
thing
passed
you're trying
away,
to-
my little dogs that have passed away, and it's really nice to get to like see them again in like a different light, you know. So, I mean, I've probably had a bunch more experiences that I'm missing, and probably a lot more to come. Hopefully, I hope I'll get a call back. I just hope I pass my audition. But yeah. So anyway, those are pretty much in general my paranormal experiences. Although I've like probably, like I said, had a lot more, but
Boible.
I don't know. It's always exciting to me, and I love it. And it's like it's so cool to like have something. It makes you feel like, you know, life isn't as serious as it is, and I always think that that's fun because it's like it's just a game. Let's all just
It is what it is.
mingle,
man.
you know. But let's call it a mixer so we seem professional, you know, instead of a party. It's a mixer. So yeah, so that's my little ramble
But
for
hey.
today, and I hope you all
But
have
hey,
a
that's
wonderful
me, right?
time wherever it is.
That's my
But
life.
Time's an illusion, so what the duck? Okay, so take that with you.
What a gem. I want to see if she has any other ghost stories. My paranormal stories. Paranormal investigation parody. Want to have a mixer? Yeah, okay. Christ. I was attacked? My experience with a Ouija.
Hello, I'm Emily, and
Camera keeps turning off. Ouija experiment. This channel is called Ouija Experiments.
I'll be scientist one. You.
Nah. That's little. It followed me home.
So I know.
Well, Hollywood is soon. We gotta stop this soon.
Hey everyone, so today I have a story time video, and these are kind of, sort of, really popular on YouTube, and I've
Oh,
never
okay, so
really
that's
had anything
why.
super eventful that I feel like, you know, like, people would
No.
be interested in until today. And I
Think
can
about
assure
what
you
it's
that
like,
the title, I
objects.
don't know if it's up here or down here, wherever it is, the title is true, this really happened. It's not like clickbait, I swear. So I don't really know when I'm going to end up posting this, but right now, as I'm filming, it's the day after Halloween. So last night I went to my
She
friend's house.
posted
which is,
this
like,
November
our little
7th,
group of friends. Went to
2005.
our friend Lizzie's house, and we just, you know, like hung out, I guess. And she has a Ouija board, and we always try to use it. It's never worked. Like, no one's died in our house
Minor?
and whatever. So, like, we were just like, it's Halloween.
Yeah, I
Let's
don't
use it
understand
again.
how to-
And like, of course, nothing happened. So the next morning, we had like eaten breakfast and whatever, and we went back down
Did I
into
get rid
the
of the one
basement,
guy who makes
and
that?
I don't know what compelled us to use the Ouija board at like 10 in the morning, but I mean, we went for it and we did it. So for a while, it was just like a lot of us would like trade off, and we were trying to get it to work. And I love watching Shane Dawson's like Ouija board videos.
Shane
And
Dawson?
he used this
He's
app,
still a
but,
thing?
Lizzie was like trying to use the app, seeing if there was like a ghost in the room, and it was like saying that there was.
The
even
app.
though, like, we were like,
Oh yeah, there's a
okay.
ghost.
It
I've
would
checked.
say like random words.
I need some diazepam.
And obviously the first thing you're gonna try to do is like to connect it, like, oh, It says fish. My dad's best friend's grandma had a fish who died a couple years ago. So like that's literally like what happens, and that's what we kept doing. I was like, oh my gosh, guys, it says candy and Halloween was last night. Like this is crazy. Like your house is haunted. Okay, so they were trying it for a while.
These stories
and
are so
Gina, you get
stupid.
on.
I
It
feel
always
bad
does
for making
weird stuff
section
when you get
interrupt
on, and I was
them.
like,
Please stop,
okay,
Sean.
like,
Stop.
not
Make
really,
it
like,
stop. Please, no more. I need
Maybe
this to
this
be
is a part
over.
of the story I should have said earlier. But
This is
basically,
doing all the heavy lifting. I just have
like
to
when we
sit
tried it
here.
the night before, it was not
My
everyone
head
had
hurts a
gotten
lot.
to her house yet, so it's just a few people there, and
Oh, not
maybe it
because
wasn't. I'm
listen,
not really sure.
because
I forget, but basically. We asked it something and it moved
Where's the tools
really
for it?
fast to no. I don't really remember
Nope.
when we asked it, but it just moved
Getting
to no, and I
defensive.
was like, okay, bye,
I'm in need of a
goodbye.
pickaxe.
I moved the little plankette to goodbye, and I was like,
Plankette? Oh, it's a
you wanna go
plankette
ghost
review.
tonight, Hunty? Like, no. We were trying it, and they were like,
Scary
Gina, get on.
fish.
It always does weird stuff when you get on, and I was like, okay, one time. It literally won't work at all.
This
I know
game
it's
is
not
timber
gonna
and
work. So,
stone.
I get on, and holy shit. We were asking it questions and it started moving.
Got scared!
There were 6 of us
A
there, but
settler.
only 3 of us were on the plankette, and Lizzie was off to the side. She was still like convinced that this
What
little
else
app
has
on
she
her
got?
phone was working. So as I'm trying to talk
need
to
Taylor
this
shit?
ghost or spirit, Lizzie's like,
Oh yeah, we need that loom.
it says Asia. Did you have a family member who lived in Asia? Now it says travel. Does your grandma like travel? Do you have an aunt? Like she was asking all these unrelated questions, and I was like, Lizzie, shut up. And right as I said that,
Bitch, shut the
I
fuck
guess
up. You're
it
being
had answered
crazy.
one of my questions, and I think
Wow, what a
I
slut.
think I had said, "Is there a spirit there?" And it moved to yes,
Point.
and I was like, "Oh hell no!" Every once in a while, our friends who weren't on it, they were just like, "Close your eyes to make sure
Steak
that
fighting
you're not
game?
subconsciously pushing it."
Oh,
'cause that's, like,
Punch
a huge
Club?
thing that people say
We
about
should've.
Ouija boards. I didn't know if I believed in Ouija boards. Like they just scared me. Like they scared me because I've heard so many creepy stories, and I was like, I don't want to die today. Not today, Satan. But I don't know. I was just like bored, so why not? We said, is there a spirit there? And it said yes. I don't know. It was just whenever I would ask it questions, it would move, but if someone else didn't, it wouldn't move. Which
It likes ya.
I was like, ooh, Hunty. Like, I was just like kind of freaked out by it.
Yeah, can you make that?
And I really wanted to ask it, did it like me? But I was
Good.
terrified that it would go to no. Like, no bitch. I did not want that to happen. Lydia was like,
Gotcha,
Gina, it's
bitch.
literally not moving unless you ask the question. So I
my
said,
fucking head
something
hurts.
to the extent of, is there anyone in this room
I
you wanna
anticipated
talk to? And
drinking a lot after Walk
you know,
Hollywood,
it went
but
to
I feel like
My
shit.
name is Gina A. Evelyn. And
So I don't know,
it went
dude.
to G, and then I was like,
Maintaining storage. Am I
was literally
misunderstanding
crying,
what
like
this is
tears
like?
were like seeping out of my eyes, and I was like, let's just keep playing.
It's like
that.
if someone takes
It
one,
was
they'll make
crazy,
one,
and
so
at this
there's
point,
always at
my
least that many.
fingers, like, I don't know if you guys have
Oh,
ever
yeah,
heard
yeah.
the thing, like, if you're like in a room or something where it's haunted, like you'll definitely
Yeah, so then it-
notice
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
temperature change. I didn't get a weird feeling. It was weird. I was just, I was nervous because I didn't want to like contact like a demon.
Time
Like I didn't want to
after
contact like
time.
Zozo. Like I was not about to go down.
Zozo?
My whole
Like
body was,
Pazuzu?
like, sweating, and I was
Fucking
like,
Zozo.
hot and really nervous. But then my hands were so cold, they were like turning purple up to like here. But anyway, so it
Sleep
goes
over
to
at
G,
my
right?
house.
And then I was like, I don't even want them to spell it out. So I asked them, is it me? Like, do you want to talk to me, Gina?
Is it
And
I, Lord?
Like, yes, like it went so fast to yes. I was like, we're too far in, like I can't say goodbye even though I'm kind of scared. So we said, is it a positive spirit? I knew that if I was going to continue, it had to be like a positive spirit because I didn't want to be talking to like, again, like a bad or like demon basically. And then I said, are you related to me? And it said yes, and I said, could you please spell out your
You
name?
can leave your
And
friends
a
on
lot
hold.
of them
The
around
fuck
me
is
were like,
Zozo?
are you sure it's not like your aunt or something? But I had this like really strange feeling, or not
who's
really
these?
strange, but like this nagging feeling in the back of my head. I was like, it's my grandma, it's my grandma. So I was like, how crazy would it be if it's my grandma? Like, what? My middle name is named after my grandma. So my grandma's name is
My name
Evelyn.
is.
So I think everyone kind of inferred that, and I feel like I've just told my friends that before. So when I said, could you please spell out your name, it
My name
went
is
so
Jeff.
fast to eat, and
Name.
I started crying. I was trying to keep going, but like tears were like falling
Oh,
down
now we're
my
making
face, and
progress?
Not really like I was sad or anything. It was just like overwhelming to be like, hey grandma, like,
Boy.
what's good? It spelled out Evelyn. Everyone was just like, Gina A. Evelyn, YouTube star. But I was like, no, my grandma's name is Evelyn. Right after that, I asked, have you found peace? And it went really fast to yes. Then I said, is there anything you want to tell me? And it spelled out, I love you. And I had a feeling, but
My
I
name
was
is
just
Killer
like,
Jeff.
I love you too. Like, I was so happy.
Love
and I was
you.
like crying, and I was trying not to cry, and I was like, is there anything else you really need to tell me? And she said no. So I said, if that's it, I guess
You can
go to
go.
goodbye. And
You can fuck
oh
off.
my god, you guys. There was so much pressure. I can't even explain it to you. It made this super loud squeaking noise, and like I'm getting chills right now. What the heck? It was this
Bet you
super
getting
loud
gay?
squeaking noise, and like it could not have been any one of us, because
So what
if
time does
one of
Dragon's
us
Dogma
had put
unlock?
that much pressure, the Plinkett would have flipped or something. Like it would have not have worked out, because afterwards we tried it, and if one of us had put that much pressure, like I said,
Hold
it
that
would have
thing.
flipped
Yeah,
or
good.
something. But like
I
it
pretend
takes
this is a
so
Final
much
Fantasy
pressure. Like
7
even
goal.
I couldn't even put that much pressure trying as hard as I
Pressure.
could to make that squeaking noise.
Where's the
It was
fucking
crazy. Afterwards, I was like crying. I was like, tears were streaming down my face, and everyone was like hugging me. They were like, that is so cool.
You're so
and
strong.
I always wished I had like a paranormal experience to share with people, and now I do. Like I can tell people this. But yeah, I hope you guys had a really great Halloween.
I wish one day a
you had
ghost would get
candy,
me.
and I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you all next time. Bye.
I'm number 2.
Okay, have you heard of this thing? India has designated shitting streets, and they made a song to try to encourage people to stop shitting in not the right streets. Oh, story time, buckle up. Oh, I got that good related shit now. More than a rose.
Guys, welcome to More Than a Boar with More Than a Rose. I'm Rose. I'm gonna tell you guys
It's not in focus. Should I just shoot it again, or?
videos lately, and I want to
I
make
don't
some.
know.
In theme of Halloween,
Yeah, this.
I'm going
Yeah,
to
take
tell
your
you
poo to
guys
the
about
loo.
Scary Ouija experiment situations.
This is not in focus. She
Did that
fucked
make any
it.
sense at all? Was I out of focus that whole time? Because I
Yeah.
feel like I was out of focus.
It's a makeup girl.
Also, don't mind my hair. I was just at work, and
Oh, I don't mind.
let's get to it. The first story actually didn't happen to me, but I'm gonna start off with this story. It's a really cool story. It
She's a
happened
story
to my
pilfer. You're
friend
disgusting.
Sam.
Let the music
Sam
run
and
you
her
over.
friends, when we were really, really little, we went over her friend's house, and apparently this house was like extremely haunted. Now,
Dreams.
I don't really believe in ghosts, but I do believe in science, and science tells us.
Tell us more about the girl who put her idea in the money puller.
So.
What?
I go over to
Oh,
her
ID in the.
like,
Oh, like when I was in. A spider's been
they start
spotted.
playing it, and I believe
By
nothing
Arthur.
weird happened, but they went to
Uh,
bed that night, so it was like groups.
I was
of
awkwardly hanging around those people. It's kind of like the thing, like, oh yeah, you're my friend. I talked to you, and I just like went into a girl dorm and just.
So they like open bedroom door.
I wanna be dead.
And the Ouija board is like not in the room.
And then I just never saw her again. Oh yeah, I started like at the end of that year. And I was like, yeah, I'm
Second one
glad I
actually happened to
just
me.
stayed in my room.
And I was with
Downloading
I was with
things.
gymnastics girls, and we got together in a group, and we were like,
What's it?
Because yeah, and the person's house that I went over, literally
Oh, yeah, and
next
also
to the
the-
creepiest forest you could possibly imagine. So it was a group of, I believe, 7 girls. We were all like 14, 13, 14, 15.
Okay, so
But it
you
was,
can
like,
charge
really
us
big
anime.
Ouija board. Of course, we're like little dramatic girls. We're like, oh my god, and we're gonna talk to ghosts, and I'm so excited, and oh my god. But no, so we
Jump.
start playing, and of course.
Oh, you have to
get
enable
through,
the
like,
charge.
First, once it starts moving, the little what is that called? Planchette. Once that starts moving, of course you
Plinkett.
have to like ask around the group, are you moving it? Are you moving it? Totally moving it. Oh my god, you're moving it.
You're being such a bitch.
After
No,
we
but,
decided that no one was moving it on purpose, we start freaking out because.
Why do you speak
again,
over the white girl? Yeah.
13-year-old girls, not the most sane creatures at that time. We're asking it a whole bunch of questions that no one would know.
Paranormal.
And this ghost spirit, whatever you want to call it, was telling us the correct answers to things. So we were like, oh my god, this is actually working. It's really cool. OMG, OMG. After all of that, we started to get a little creeped out because we
How much wood you got?
said goodbye to
How much
our
coal you
previous
got?
ghost, who was telling us very kind
Are you a
things
ghost?
like, am I going to be successful in life? Yes. He started talking to a new one. We're like, hello. Like, are you a good spirit or a bad spirit? 'Cause that's what we're supposed to
Are
say.
you a good frog or a
D.
bad frog?
Okay. And of course, like, half the group by now is like, turn it over, turn the board over. Because apparently when you turn the board over, or like you push it to goodbye, it's supposed to like cut
3D
off
Craft the World.
connection. So half the girls are like,
We should
"Come
just
on,
play
come
Craft the
on,
World.
guys."
That's a good mindless.
Of course, me and like 3 other girls are like,
I've been trying
"Yeah,
not to
it's
look
fine,
at
we
it.
talk to demons." We kept playing with that same bad spirit. Really weird things started happening that I can't explain. We had candles set up all over because you have to get in the mood of Ouija, so you gotta like turn off all the lights.
Got them Ouija
put some
legs.
Candles everywhere. Freaking sacrifice someone to Satan beforehand. I don't even know. The candles started blowing out one by one. We would ask it a question and a candle would blow out.
Is he idle?
We'd ask another question, another candle would blow out. So by this point, we were just kind of like,
This is cool.
but the other
I love you, Tim.
emotions in that group. Then my friend asked
Whoa.
a question, which you should never ask, I don't think. And it's, when am I gonna die? It's spelled out T-O-D-A-Y.
Terrain, yeah, is
She
that?
quit and ran to her grandma's
She
room,
G quit off
and I'm
that?
pretty sure she stayed there the whole rest of the sleepover. But the rest of
Oh,
us were
you have
like,
to get rid of.
so she's gonna die today, let's keep playing. That's kind of a fearless child.
So it's
I
not
don't
too
think that's
bad.
ever quite grown out of me. And there was one candle left, and we had like 20 candles lit because we were like serious about this Ouija experience.
Okay,
And
still,
there
but
was
just
one candle
do a thing
left.
first.
I believe I was the one asking questions, and I asked it something.
I
can't
believe
remember.
I will ask the
When we
questions
started
here.
Doing it, a freaking giant centipede crawls on the girl next to me, and I'm looking and I'm like, "There's totally a centipede on you," and she's like, "What?" I'm like hands on the planchette. just
Oh,
moving it
shit, I didn't
around.
know
I'm
you
like,
could just-
There's a centipede on you. What? There's a centipede on you. So she looked down and she freaked out. I don't know why I wasn't more urgent. Because honestly, I don't really like bugs. So then she freaks
You can make
out,
'em go.
She runs out. The other girls who are
She
scared run out, and it's me and this other girl who are just like, wow, maybe it's time we stop playing Ouija. After that, there was just like
Ah, shit.
weird noises. Because it was a sleepover, so I don't think we ever like said goodbye or flipped over the board. We were amateurs, man. Really loud, creepy ass noises happened, and it was her grandma's house, so it wasn't like grandma was throwing a party at 3 a.m. We all sat like in the one living room because we played the Ouija in the bedroom, and we didn't touch that room ever again. Now, story number 3 is really small and not really that creepy, but for some reason, every time I try Ouija in my house, it never works. My friend Sarah and I, she's my bestie. Her and
Sarah
I
Nyberg?
just kind of like
My friend Sarah Nyberg.
give no fucks. We liked to play around
Leave!
in the spirit world. I'm pretty sure we had like tarot cards and stuff. We
Oh,
thought we were
that
like
is
the
one.
coolest too. We were like 15. We're like, I can tell your future. Bitches. Her and I always tried Ouija in the house.
I can tell your future,
Never worked in
bitches.
my house, which kind of makes me a little bit happy.
Oh, yeah, we
One
can
night,
farm.
It was like probably 3 in the morning because
You got a
we don't
bird.
sleep. We ended up going outside. We have one backyard light, so like side of the house. There's a table right here. We were sitting at this table, and there was like one light, and then darkness. And I've got like a pretty big backyard, and it was pitch black except for like that one light on us. It was pretty cinematic, actually. Probably should have taken a selfie.
It was
But I didn't
cinematic.
Go out there. My friend Sarah's like,
Okay, it was useless.
hell no, I feel creepy. Like something ain't right.
Let's do it anyway, why not?
So we said, single
I'm gonna put that in the
light
video.
upon us. Darkness
Guess I'll make a
literally
video.
everywhere. And like we're probably 5 feet away from the door, so I don't know why she was so
Oh yeah,
scared.
this is that
We
Archer,
runs in
right?
the house.
Morrigan.
Started playing Ouija with like a handmade Ouija board. You know how you take like a white sheet of print paper and you just like write numbers and stuff on it? You use like a shot glass with a planchette. We did that because
Oh, that's a good idea.
I see. We tried asking like if there's any spirits who want to talk, and then there were, but we kept kind of like also
Make it sub
asking
for like
if
26
they
months?
were good, and they kept saying no. Since we're basically like freaking champs at
Hunted
this
down by the
now,
people.
If she queefed, she would probably think it was a ghost talking to her from the afterlife.
we're like, come on, like maybe
I
they're just
bequeathed
having
it to
with us.
you.
Maybe they're all good.
If
They're
she
just like,
queefed.
"Look at these
I need a
perfect
hammer.
pictures."
Shit.
Make them think we're all evil.
This game's pretty good. Look at it.
Let's just talk to a bad spirit.
I
But then it
told you
kinda
to.
got
Do I have any
would
Masons?
answer like a question. It was just
I am
two
of the
of us,
Freemason
like, there was
order.
no one else with us.
Due to
Would
your
answer,
dwarven lineage,
and then we would
you
hear,
inherited
like,
an iron
hundreds
beard
from
and short
parts
stature.
around us. Please be
Dude, you're fucking.
Please don't be a ghost trying to eat mess. So it was like a rustle
Builder. How about?
of leaves,
Yeah, I heard.
but not by an animal. It was more like someone was walking towards us. But it would only be for like a couple seconds, and we were like, "There's no one here."
What happened?
It's gotta be
Spider
right?
was
It
spotted
ends
by
up
Janet.
we start getting like weirded out. We're like, maybe we should go inside where it's safe. But because we were ballsy, we aren't about to walk inside. I ask it the stupid.
This is fucking terrible.
I could ever ask anything because I'm not smart. I was like, ghosty ghost, how'd you die? Pretty sure you're not supposed to ask that. From any horror movie
Spider.
I've ever watched, you're not supposed
Okay,
to
we should
ask
make all
anything
this
about
flat and
death
then.
when doing a Ouija. When I asked
Why?
it that, we were like overcome with
Ouija.
like trembles, like the cold sweats, I guess.
Yes,
We were
yes,
shaking.
bold.
We were like, what the hell? No one's awake at our house. No one's around us. None of our
Clive
neighbors
Owen
say
was
a
there.
word.
Owen Wilson was
It's a
there.
very old neighborhood, so it's kind of more subdued, especially at 3 in the morning. We heard those crunching feet,
Fuck.
but it was so much faster.
Oh, make a little gate.
We're like, great. It's running towards us right now. We freak
Fuck.
out. We like, goodbye. Flip it over, run towards the house, and we were in there for the whole night. Like,
Is there like a.
story number 4 is something you
Number
should
4?
remember, and that is play Ouija board by yourself. Now, because I am a slight skeptic regarding
Well, I'm a
this,
whore, so.
I was like,
I'm a slut.
I want to see if the Ouija really does work, because
How do I-
who knows,
how do I
maybe
kill
every
some
time I
things?
play Ouija, someone else was pushing it. I am not shitting you on any of this. But
Yeah, well, I'm a
I got a
whore.
Ouija board, and I was probably about 15 at this point, and I was like,
Let's try a Ouija board.
so what do I do?
Fuck.
Oh no, I was 16. because
Yeah,
I
do you
had a
just-
car.
you just
I
go,
drove
like-
to like the nearest park by my house, which is like not too
Oh, yeah,
far
put
away.
grass on
It's
top
a
of it, you
creepy,
stupid idiot.
wooded area. You know what? I'm gonna play
How do you
Ouija
delete a
board
thing?
here. It's about 3 in the morning.
You
prime
nerds. Not,
time,
your pigs are escaping. I'm gonna make this
doing
bigger.
stuff. I started playing it. Nothing was happening. Kept asking
We're not gonna
questions,
do anything.
Questions that I've asked before with my friends, and nothing.
Her job is
So I
just
was like,
putting these in here and letting some
roll,
escape and
like I ain't got time for this
Stoneforge.
game. I was basically just about ready to put it away forever and never look at it again. And
About ready to
I
pack
was
her in.
like, alright, give it one last shot.
Do you have a
And I was
carpenter?
like, hey, Ghost, are you
You're a
out
better
there?
one.
Show me you're here. Of course, the thing moved. I wasn't moving it.
Who's this
Alex
guy?
1723.
G-O-H-O-M-E.
Blacksmith.
What?
Oh, yeah, we need the
I
farmers.
And I'm like,
Alex 1723.
a little kid just screamed outside. I'm honestly terrified right now.
Yeah, see, got scared.
I love children's screams. Of course, I continue playing like an idiot, and I go, why? And it spells out M-I-R-R-O-R.
Money. For the fucking money.
So I was like,
Money.
no, because cars have mirrors, and I'm like, no. So I don't look in mirrors.
Timber
I
pile.
turned on my car, drove home, like,
Timber
as I
plow.
could. I probably pulled some like Fast and
Yeah, is that
Furious
good?
moves. I got home, nothing weird. So I went upstairs to take a shower. You know,
Take a
I
shit.
take hot showers because I'm a normal person. My shower was a little steamy.
There.
I get out and I go to. I've got like 2 mirrors.
What's you?
Like, I see above the mirror this. I shit you not.
I
Those
straight
were
up shit
not
myself. I
there
clean shit myself.
Before. I really don't scare easily. It's rare for me to have emotions at all. But my God, was I a scared 15-year-old at that point. I just ran into my room and I was
Copper
just
ore.
like, this isn't happening. Oh my God. Lord baby Jesus, save me. And that was the end of that. Nothing weird happened after that. Those fingerprints are still there though. Like
This
I
is a
tried washing
prototypical.
them, they won't come off. And it's not
white-
like a low mirror. It's a pretty tall mirror.
They
Like,
set the mold on
probably
her.
Only my dad would be able to reach it, or my sister maybe. You're not gonna
Can we get a
sit
scrolling text saying with
like,
jam you're playing?
doing your
Shit.
facial stuff and be like, you know what sounds
Shit.
good? I'm gonna grab the wall above the mirror. We're a weird family, but we're not that weird.
Bite
But
the
I just,
wall.
You know, thought you would enjoy my Ouija story time.
Utility.
I know that I'm a terrible
Yeah,
story
kinda-
time person, so thank you for sticking with me this long. If you guys want to hear more weird stories, or have a lot, including a time where I almost lit a church on fire. If you want to hear any of those, comment down below. Give this video a like. Today I
My
become
bank just
normal
called
in
me
any
about my
sense.
last donation and
It's the day
suspected that a hacker by the name of Sean Weaver is siphoning your money, and I was like, no. He's just
Nah.
a cool guy that I give money to because I'm retarded.
It's me doing it.
I'm gonna go eat some vegan mac and cheese, which is more terrifying than any horror movie.
Okay. Intense Ouija. Oh
Hey
yeah, I think.
everyone, so today I have a story time video, and these are kind
Why stop playing the Ouija? Oh, it's her. Cosmoholic. Why is it makeup
Screams
girls?
and she runs over.
Oh, we did her before. Zozo, yeah.
Hey guys, it's Brittany, and today's video is all about a very scary demon.
Act
that comes
17,030.
through a Ouija board. Now, I made a Ouija
Why?
board video like a year ago, I think, explaining to you guys about the Ouija board and like how dangerous they are and how risky they are if you do
How do you get
play
rid of
with one.
this
So when I
fence?
first heard about the story, I thought it was very interesting, but also very terrifying, and it might actually scare you out of even thinking about playing with a Ouija board if you're already
How do I remove
thinking
objects?
if you want to play
Shift,
with one.
Alt, click.
This demon's name
Just right click and
is
dismantle.
Zozo.
You need to
Zozo
highlight
the
the
demon
area for
is known for
dig
attacking his victims through a Ouija board. In the last decade, there have been multiple reports of Ouija boards spelling out Zozo. By summoning Zozo, this could cause you severe psychological and physical damage. Through the Ouija board, Zozo often curses. He will state that he's a demon or that he's from hell. He often
got 68
accuses and
dogs
threatens
protecting
people.
me.
There are so many reports online of people claiming that they indeed
stack.
contacted Zozo through the Ouija board. All of these stories are very similar, which makes this even more terrifying. People have claimed that they have been possessed by Zozo. They also claim that bad things
I was
would
possessed by
happen
Zozo.
to people around them, such as their friends or their family. One man said when he was contacting Zozo
Now look at it
through the
scrolling.
Ouija board, Zozo said that he wanted to possess his girlfriend. After that, one time he walked
Oh yeah, what
into
was
the
that story about the
bathroom
guy
to
getting
see his
possessed and he hit his
1-year-old
girlfriend in the
daughter
face?
about to drown. The water turned on by itself and started overflowing. Luckily, he made it just in time to save his daughter. A lot of people have claimed to hear demonic voices coming through the walls of their house. Objects being thrown across different rooms, which happens in a lot of
Ever
demonic
since
cases,
I was a
so that's
little
not
girl,
really
I wanted
surprised,
to
but that
jerk
was
a
really
guy off
scary
on
because
my
you never
wedding
know if
night.
somebody's gonna hit you in the face,
You're a
and
good
knowing
person.
that they can physically
Is this really loud?
grab items and throw them, that's what makes it even
That's
more
half volume.
terrifying to me. A lot of people have said that Zozo is very nice in the beginning, but then he eventually shows
his true
We should make this into a
When the
dwarven
Ouija board
hall.
spells out Zozo, the planchette moves extremely fast, spelling Z-O-Z-O-Z-O-Z-O over and over and over again.
Oh,
If
I
you
did
have crosses
one like that
around,
once.
these
I had
crosses
R
will be flipped upside down in a second. What do you guys think about Zozo the demon? Have you ever came in contact with him? I know you guys want me to play with the Ouija board so badly, but they are very risky and very dangerous. And paranormal investigators and paranormal researchers will say that a million times to you to not play with the Ouija board. You
Don't do
are
it, bro.
opening doors and portals to different dimensions. You really never know what you are getting yourself into. You have no idea if it's going to be a good
Slaughterboard.
experience or if it's going to be a bad experience. From a lot of the Zozo cases that I
Okay,
have read
stupid.
online, it is pretty severe. You don't want to get involved with this demon or any other demon, obviously. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Oh my
Anyway,
God,
that's it.
As you are watching this
I hope
right
a demon
now,
don't fuck you
I
up.
am in
Peace.
Vegas.
Happy New Year.
It is the day that I am seeing Britney Spears in concert at Planet Hollywood, and oh my God, I'm probably freaking out right now. Go to my Instagram. There's probably so many pictures of me in my costume. I know it's totally off topic, but just letting you guys know, I'm probably freaking out right now. All of my links are in the description below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
Time after time. Is he stuck in there? Oh yeah, that's that girl. Time after time. Ouija demon.
It was walking towards me and I went, Dad, that is a man in our garden. And my dad's like, what? There's a man in our garden? Like, what are you talking about? I'm like, Dad, there's a man in my garden, look. And I turn around.
Fuck. So what, I have to break
gone.
this?
Like, the shadow is gone. Like, there's no man. But I knew it was there. Like, I knew it was there. It was like, it was really scary.
Oh, this is
I feel like I'm
22
gonna
minutes,
cry
okay.
because, like, it's so emotional. Like, it was really scary. Like, I was
Plus my
freaked out.
opinion on ghosts. I wish there was a little tick box that showed you if you ever watched this before.
Hey guys, so today is going to be a very, 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 very different video. Said very 4 times, so it must mean it's going to be a very different video. Today we're going to be talking about
Quite right
something
then.
that really, really interests me. It's a huge part of
Holy smokes,
the
a
things I
nigger.
love to do. It's one of my
A
hobbies,
racist.
it's one of my interests, and this channel is basically all about, you know,
Get
my
sacked.
personality and what I love.
Oh, okay.
And I definitely wanted to talk about this because it's something so controversial that I just want to know everyone's opinion on. I am so open to this and just want to hear what you guys have to say, and I have been watching a million of these videos on YouTube of people's paranormal experiences.
Yeah, what are you
And if
searching
you
for to
think
get
there is
these?
such thing, or if you think it's
We've
a
seen
load
maybe
of
hundreds. I'd
rubbish.
like the
So
millions,
here's
please.
my little story and my sort of understanding of the paranormal spirits, etc.
It's supposed to be you watched this
And
before,
I hope you guys
Notice?
find this entertaining.
So
Alright,
leave.
so let's start from the beginning.
So leave.
I absolutely
Sign up
love
for
anything
me.
to do with the paranormal. I
You can be a
don't
farmer.
have many fears in life. My fears are, my biggest fear in the whole entire world is natural disasters. So that is the only thing I'm
tornado
truly scared of.
knocking me.
I am not really afraid of heights. I don't like spiders. I don't particularly like them, but it's not nothing like I am.
Okay, so if I'm like,
fearful.
bam. Okay,
Of
3 of
course, we all
those.
get scared of scary movies. Hello, that's the
Very,
that's the
very,
idea. You
very,
think of a ghost,
very,
and you see a
very,
creepy image,
very,
and of course
very,
it's gonna creep you
very,
out. But
very,
being
very
completely
different
terrified
video.
of something is a different
Very,
story.
very different. I have to
never
stop the
really been
stream
afraid of
almost
ghosts. I've
immediately
always
and go to Walk
absolutely
Hollywood.
loved horror movies. I love the thrill I get from watching them. I am a massive fan, as a lot of you know if you've been on this channel for a while, of like Ghost Adventures and those sort of paranormal programs. I know,
Get rid of it.
first of all, I'm going to say, those paranormal programs, I know that there's a lot of spin on them. I know that they are quite enhanced. They are quite staged sometimes. I
enhanced.
am quite I am a very religious person. I'm a Catholic, and I do believe in spirits because I believe obviously in the Holy Spirit. So this is not going to go deep. I can't go
Yeah.
deep into religion and things like that because that's just not what this video is about. So it's just going to be a little chit chat really. As it goes ghost wise, I'm
Hey guys,
very
I'm filming a
open
crazy
to finding
yeah, get him in
out
there.
what it's all about. I have personally never had a full-on
Never would I
experience.
ever.
I've had one experience which I'm going to talk about.
Put the
you
gate
in
up!
A little bit.
We don't have
and
a
I've
builder,
actually got
do
some
we?
footage to show you from that too, so that should keep this quite interesting. But I have never really had a full-on experience, and what I mean by that is seeing something, hearing something, feeling something, like physically touching me. I've never ever had those experiences. So I am totally up to opening myself. So I really want to go to a haunted location and try and connect to something.
I'm a very
and have a
religious
paranormal
person.
experience.
I'm
Now,
a
I don't know if
Catholic,
it's
and I
like-
do
if
believe
it's
in
like that, if
spirits
it's like you're
because
going
I
to,
believe
like,
in the
expect
Holy
it to
Spirit.
happen and you go and want it to happen and it'll happen. The way I see it is that it happens when you least expect it. So, or
Thank
if you're a non-believer, you know, things like that. People have I've heard a million stories of
You're
people
a
who
cool
have not
summer,
been
dude.
believers and have been because of an experience. So
Now
what I
you're
want to do is I
done.
really
Oh,
want to
shit.
travel and go to these paranormal places. I want to go on paranormal like overnight stays. Like I am so into that. Like I have no
Yeah,
fear
build.
to do that at all because I want to see something. I want to hear something. I want something to touch me because
Because seriously,
so
dude.
funny. My point is that I believe that there is such things as ghosts, and I hear so many of these ghost stories. I feel like there just has to be something
standard
beyond
ingot.
living as such. I have got plans to go.
There's
to
not,
some
it's nothing.
locations. The one place that I really want to go to that is
Thank
even
ya.
not that far from me. You guys know I live in Bristol, which is in the United Kingdom. It's in the southwest. One of the places I really want to go, and I have plans to go there, is the Ancient Ram Inn in Wootton Under Edge. I really want to go there. Ghost Adventures Crew, which is my absolute favourite paranormal show and favourite investigators of all time, they have been there and done a lockdown over there and done
ghost
their
and
experiences and things, and I've watched
build.
that episode so many times.
You're an engineer?
And it's such
Is
a
it
great
a
episode.
builder?
They capture a load of stuff. I've also seen like local paranormal groups go
There you
there.
go.
And it's just something I really, really want to experience. I want to spend the night there and just try and...
Good.
I don't know, capture something. I feel like I'm a thrill seeker. I want to be thrilled. I want to be scared. So far, I've not really had
I
anything
hear that.
that's scared me, that I couldn't explain, if you know what I mean. I want to say I believe they're there.
If that
I've
makes
never
any
seen
sense.
one. I've never felt one. I've never heard a ghost. So I'm finding it hard to believe in them because I've never had an experience. However, I feel like there has to be something
Oh, these are all
beyond,
domesticated.
beyond our life. There has to be something
Yeah,
that's
gather
making
all-
all these stories, all these different people having experiences, seeing shadow figures,
Alex
hearing
2016.
voices, getting touched. You know, I feel
2016.
like there is such thing. Like, if you look
What do you need for
stereotypically, like
solids?
haunted houses,
We don't have
there's
that
usually
shit.
some story behind it being that it's someone died there, someone was murdered there, someone was killed themselves there. You know, there's always that sort of aura of something nasty happening there. Or like if you look at mental asylums, like abandoned mental asylums, yes, of course they look creepy, but are they really
I've gone
haunted?
truly
I just think
mental.
people
A
die there,
skeleton's been
people were in a bad
started
state of
by
mind.
Janet Bell.
My thought is if something so terrible like that happens, that I think that the body and spirit is on the other hand, if you look at just general, like anybody who dies, let's say an elderly person who's passed away, they were with their family. It was a.
I like when you put it in
peaceful death,
Japanese
things
mode
like
and you
that.
put
I
HI,
don't
HI,
feel
HI, and
like
it's like a little
there
Japanese
would be a
giggle.
haunting. So if you guys kind of get where I'm coming from, that I don't know. There's so many different theories, and it is so controversial. I know a lot of people. You'll be listening now, thinking like, "Oh my god, what a load of rubbish," and a lot of you will be there thinking like, "Hell yeah, that makes sense."
Hell yeah.
So I would love to know what you
Builder?
think about this situation.
Engineer?
Please leave me down below if you have had any, you know, what your thoughts are on this. So getting
Jenny
down
got
to
killed
my
by a skeleton!
Paranormal experiences. This one I actually did feel like I felt something.
Okay, we have to create a
I
fuck
felt
forest.
someone was there. So because I'm kind of a paranormal freak, I do go to places by myself. So I'm not going to say exactly what the places I went because I live very close to it.
Laughed
so I'm
and
not
lost
gonna
my
say
reaction.
exactly.
I have a horrible
where the places
open
I
wound
went,
in
but it
my
was
right
Bristol,
hand's palm.
and
It has
I
its
took Milo, my
benefits.
dog,
Blood is the perfect
and
lube
it's
for
so close to me, I
masturbating.
go there quite often. I
Sure
go in the
do
day.
love to
it's
masturbate.
a cemetery, so a graveyard. and I walk Milo around there because it's a very, very big graveyard. It's in a sort of forest.
He's gonna go right out into the skeleton zone.
It's very, very old. I think it was first opened in either the late 1800s.
Yeah, look at all these
or
animals
the
we
early
got now.
1900s. It's a very, very old graveyard. All the graves have got. I love it. It's got so much character. All the graves are like sort of broken, and it's got like moss growing all over it. It's quite overgrown. There's loads and loads of graves there, and I absolutely love it over there. I don't know why. I just feel so in peace.
Yeah,
when I
mind
walk
that
over there.
shit.
It's so peaceful. I don't
we have
feel
enough.
scared.
We have
I've
enough.
never ever felt scared over there.
Alden
I walk
Mason.
by myself.
Oh yeah, I
with
like that
Milo.
one better.
I think I've walked through there by myself once before without Milo, but I'm usually with Milo, which is my dog.
Milo
And
Yiannopoulos.
I take long walks over there. I'll spend a good hour over an
I did
hour
go
in
for a
this,
walk.
in this big estate of a graveyard. One day I decided to go over with Milo, and I
Anything
decided
cheap?
to bring this, my camera I'm filming on now, a big camera. Because I wanted to take some proper pictures and see if I could capture anything at all. Bear in mind, this is probably about 4 o'clock in the evening, so it's still although I really want to go over there at night time, but they lock it. They lock the graveyard at 5 o'clock, I think, so I have to try and find a
you
way
are the
in
problem.
without getting
you.
caught in. I took my camera over and I walked the route I usually walk, which is
what's
if you
you?
come into the gates, I go through the
You're a
side
miner
gates.
now.
You can either sort of go.
Radcliffe?
There's a big path that goes around, which just does the outskirts.
Oh, he's
of
an
the
awesome
city.
miner.
Or you can go straight, right into the heart of this forest. That has lots and lots and lots of little graves in it. I always go straight, and I always try and find a new route.
Yeah, what are you saying for
I've got my
storage
phone,
off
so I
of
never
that
get lost.
masonry?
A lot of you guys are gonna think I'm totally crazy,
Go to
but I just love it. I love
for
just focusing
you
on where
sound
I am, just walking Milo, looking at all the graves, reading the names, reading the years, listening to
Sean.
my music. I listen to like opera music really.
It's
really
time to
loud.
go. I don't want to
I
pull
just
myself
feel
away
so,
from this
so
game.
peaceful. So I had my camera
Describe the
and I
scene.
was taking a load of pictures, and basically by the end of it, I'll insert some pictures
Show
here right now just so you guys can
Yeah,
get
this
an
is an
idea of the
India game.
character of the
Designated
graveyard.
shit area.
But I never found any picture. I went through
Okay,
all
now
of
you
them.
can
They're
start
all
making
obviously massive, massive, massive pixel files, so they're great quality. But I
Stoneforge,
never
Bloom.
found anything untoward in the pictures. I am quite a big believer in orbs. I do believe in them.
I do believe in
never put
orbs,
one
dude.
orb on my
Timber
camera.
bench? Is that what this is?
And I was really surprised at this, to be honest, because every time I go over there, I do feel it's peaceful, but I do feel like
I am
there is
screaming at a
spirits. I
bad
don't feel like
video
they're
game.
threatening. They're
Behold
very,
the
very
apex of our
That's
comedic
all I feel
culture.
when I go over there. So I was surprised I didn't capture anything. However, now,
Apex.
I have this application on my phone, and a lot of you are going to first of all think, oh my god, it's fake.
Frick.
But I have this application
It's
on my
fake!
phone which is
It's
called
fake!
IEMF.
It's fake!
Now, if you are
Yeah,
a
this is
paranormal
Timber and
person,
Stone.
you'll know that an EMF
Stop the
detector is
stream
an
and leave, you'll be late.
electromagnetic
Oh, yeah.
field detector. So it can
That
detect
other clock is wrong.
electromagnetic fields.
This chick will go
So
on for
I
another 10
downloaded
minutes.
this app.
We gotta
I
stop
downloaded
the
the
stream.
It's
reviews
time
make
to
sure it
go.
was
Stop
Yep.
playing
legit,
this
and
fucking
then I
game
went on
and
there.
go.
It's so good though. Look at it. Look at all these people got working.
And the way you
Okay.
can do it is bring it closer.
Go to Walk Hollywood. It's at 7:30. It's at the Royal Cinema. It's $10. It's in the Italian zone. Go there. If you go there and you see me there, please try to laugh later. Let's go drink a thing. Just say a thing. Just be normal. Bring your hat. Leave. We can drink a thing after. Give them your fucking hat. Why would they want that? Ugh. I know one of you fuckers is at least gonna show up. We'll drink a thing after. I can't drink a lot cause of my medicine, but I'll get you fucked up and maybe plow your ass, dude. Okay, that's it. God rest you. Everyone in Toronto knows Kung Fu. Yeah, maybe you'll get to take me home and get some cuddles.